Hello, welcome to Curriculum of Wonder. It's our Strixhaven actual play D&D 5th edition campaign. It's a little bit homebrewed, but it's based in Strixhaven. It's all kinds of fun. Let's see, last time we had a real interesting episode. We'll be taking a break from school for a little while, getting some vacay in. But in any case, I'm Marco, I'm the DM, and I run the game.
Which I think takes it to us. Hello, hi, my name is Sarah, and I play Vega, the Lucent daughter of Dawn's Cathedral, who is now a level 6 Vengeance Paladin, and I just learned a lot of facts about crocodiles, which will probably come up later. That's it for me for now.
Hello, I am Caitlin. I play Ciri, who is now a level 6 Pestilence Cleric, Halfling Pestilence Cleric. I was not here last time because Ciri was off in the swamp doing absolutely nothing sketchy whatsoever. I don't know why you'd think that. And I'm excited to be back.
Hi, I'm Francis. I'm playing Fergal. Fergal is a human. He was and still is a student of Witherbloom College, the spooky, boggy college where he is a ranger, but he has just recently branched out, double majored with Lorehole, the School of History and Spirits and Dungeon Delving. So, yeah.
Hey, I am Stella. Wait, no, I'm Sam. I play Stella, the Owlin druid. But I wish I were an Owlin in real life.
And I'm Andrea, everyone's favorite rule-following, school-loving halfling Helianthus.
Yeah, don't mind the crocodiles randomly popping up in the Roll20. We're having a little bit of technical issues, but it's fine. Just a few crocs in the mix. Anyway, the point is, so last episode, we finished year 2 with a big final exam that was completely inhumane and awful. Let's resume with y'all kind of heading back to your dorm immediately following that final exam. So before anybody's had a chance to, get off and go away for summer, with Ciri rejoining the party and all of y'all getting a chance to catch up.
I thought we ended in the tavern last time.
Right, you probably are.
Yeah, we did some decompressing and drinking.
Nice.
Same thing.
Nice. Well, we'll just say you're still at the tavern then? That works for me.
We could, yeah.
Wait, this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fergal's drinking because he was briefly traumatized. I don't know who this handsome young man he's standing next to.
Oh, yeah. That's a good question actually. You've met him briefly, but you haven't really said much to him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's my music?
Am I here?
You probably just walked in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. I gave Xanther my flower project. That's right.
Oh yeah.
All right. The handsome young man at the bar with you, Fergal, is a young Silver Quill student. He's wearing Silver Quill robes, unlike the picture. You've probably heard his name is Grayson. Haven't seen him around much. Your spheres don't overlap. But if you sit down at the bar with him, he kind of clears his throat and says, Fergal, right? I heard you were integral in saving those folks out in the Sedgemoor. Well done, friend. Well done.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Can I buy your drinks for the night?
You absolutely can. I just came here to get another drink.
Oh, well, are you here with your friends?
Oh, yeah. They're all at the table there.
I'll buy all your drinks, if that's okay. I don't mean to impose.
It's like the opposite of imposing. It's very generous.
Well, I'd be honored.
Well, thanks.
Right, so he'll gesture at Javanesh, the fellow behind the bar, who will pour tons of drinks and hand them over to you, where you can take them to your table.
Fergal will like down a couple shots here. Take a second to like collect himself and then bring the tray over.
All right. So, Siri, you probably walk in around now. The Bow's End is, of course, full of folks after the day of finals. It's the last day of finals, so so lots of folks are here. Everybody's kind of celebrating. Lots of drinks are being poured for sure. And the regular gang is all together at a table. Looks like they are deep in decompression.
I will swing by the bar and grab just like a, glass of ale or something, and just casually sit down at the table.
There you're back.
Yeah. How's everything been?
You missed finals.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a whole makeup thing that has to happen. It's fine.
So, what was worth missing finals? The note you left us was kind of cryptic.
Just, had some stuff to go look for in the swamp. Swamp stuff.
You care to be more specific?
Plants. Needed some plants.
Mm-hmm.
Or
For my plant collection. And some stuff that, we're working on in the alchemy club. Needed more plants. Mm-hmm.
Right.
You chose a really great final to miss because it kind of sucked.
Oh, really? Which
Helianthus
one?
almost died.
Yeah, do you want to sign a petition to get a professor kicked out? Maybe
100%. Who are we kicking out?
the guy that's what's the power trip dude?
The Lord
Lord
that's not a Lord.
Lord Zahid.
He sucks. He tried to kill us. He wanted to kill us. Here's a
How?
petition.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sign it for sure. How exactly did he try to kill you?
He summoned this incredible monster and made us fight it inside of some sort of magical field that gave us all incredible ability to cast spells I hadn't even heard of. Okay, it was dangerous and he shouldn't be a professor anymore, but it was kind of incredible.
We had ultimate power for a minute there.
That doesn't sound like he was trying to kill you. That sounds awesome.
No, he literally
Kinda was.
wanted people to fail. That was his whole thing. He was like, y'all are gonna fail. And then when we were almost done, he cheated and made it even harder. He is the worst. You should not be allowed to teach her.
Yeah, I mean, I signed your petition. I'm kind of bummed I missed that, though.
Well, you're gonna make it up, and you might have to, go by yourself against an elder elemental god thing, but, you can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. Maybe he'll get fired before I have to make it up.
If I can get enough petition signatures, tell your alchemy friends.
I mean, it's pretty much just me and Erzmak talk, but I'm sure he'd sign it.
Oh,
I mean, he likes most of the faculty. He might not sign it.
Speaking of that probably sparks your memory, Stella. You have a paper crane in your pack that you might have glanced at earlier.
What?
It probably came in during your final, so you didn't have time to look at it.
Oh.
Is it a submission to the paper?
It sure is.
Which number is it?
Number 6.
Whoa, I have 6 now. So, a paper crane came in while we were, evading death, and I almost, just kind of incinerated it because a lot of things were happening. But we did it, and do you guys want to give love advice? I know we're all a little spent.
Yeah, what's it say?
Yeah.
I like to take my mind off things.
Yeah, okay. This one feels like the juicy one because all these creases are super precise. Anyway, dear Stella, Your friend is needed at the alchemy lab. It has been 14 days, 7 hours, and 43 minutes since she was last here. Her work is unfinished. There's no question marks in this advice letter.
There's not a signature either. That's kind of disappointing. Those are fun.
Are you
And
sure
rude.
this is advice? It might have seems like something else that got mixed up with your love letters.
Oh. But no one ever writes to me for any other reason. People don't write me letters.
Maybe it's still love advice.
Who do you know that might not understand a love column?
And
Okay,
it's
okay.
out in the alchemy lab.
Right.
Wait, well, we just found out there's only 2 people in the alchemy lab,
Narrows it down
And-
quite a bit.
and Siri's been gone for a while.
Yeah, about 14 days to be precise.
Oh.
7 hours and 43 minutes.
I mean, we are operating under very strict confidentiality, so we can't speculate. I mean, privately you could, but
Well,
can't-
to
we
be
can't
fair,
say.
this is clearly not love advice. So
I'm
I
gonna
think
publish
it's-
it.
I think it's
Absolutely.
fair, just using all avenues. I mean, he could have just gotten a hold of me. It's fine. Because, I was in the swamp doing things for alchemy, so he knew where I was and stuff.
Yeah.
Ella's just gonna give the crane to Siri and with a quilt. Do you want to respond?
Oh, can I respond? Will it go back to whoever wrote it?
I think that's how these cranes work, right?
Yeah, okay. I'll take the quill and I'll look at it for a really long time. And then I'll just write got a little busy. We'll explain later. Just ask me directly next time, Siri.
Are you gonna tell him about the voices in your head?
What?
What are you gonna tell him about later? Like, is it that hard to put plant collecting on the letter?
Oh, well, just, the different types of plants and specimens. And, it's a lot to list out. So,
Yeah, this crane is very small. I can't write all of that.
yeah. So easier just to go over it, next time I go into the alchemy.
The crane does fold itself back up and fly off into the air.
Yeah, there's not much to publish there, actually. Oh well, next time.
Interesting that he chose to get in contact with you via love advice column crane instead
Yeah.
of
He's a little oblivious. I mean,
Maybe he
probably
tried.
figured it was a way to get in touch with y'all.
Yeah, maybe he tried to send you one to yourself, but it was eaten in the bog by a giant frog or something.
Could be, yeah. I mean, there are those, definitely.
Giant frogs.
Kinds of stuff in the swamp.
Well, apparently we're going to be spending quite a bit of time in the swamp this summer, so you can tell us all about it while you're there.
Why? What? Why?
Are you
missed
gonna
that.
come with us?
We're going
Uh,
camping.
Why are you all going camping in the swamp?
It was Stella's idea. We were talking to Guillaume, and he was talking about how he was living in the swamp by himself for a while. And Stella said we should all go camping, and he thought it was a great idea. So we're doing it.
Yeah, he totally survived there, like illegally, with like just living off the land, cooking everything yummy, and it just sounded like a great summer thing.
Yeah.
and we're going to learn very valuable survival skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun.
We'll have so much
Definitely.
time to just sit around and talk,
Yeah.
share all of our life stories.
Mm-hmm. Definitely on board with that. That'll be super fun all summer in the swamp.
Not all summer, just like a week or two.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's even better. Mm-hmm. Sounds like fun.
It'll be grand.
you guys invited Lorene to go with you, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. So she's, as you guys discuss the trip that's coming up, she's kind of steering straight ahead with her hands clasped, saying, "Yeah, no, this is going to be really great. I can't wait to spend time with all of you in the swamp."
I love how like 3 of us are all just like, yep, this is gonna be so fun.
Isn't Lorene the one that like we rescued from being almost dead in the swamp?
Yeah, so she's traumatized.
And you're gonna drag her back to the swamp?
We're not dragging.
Well, Vega invited her.
She was there when we were making plans. Vega like leans forward. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to learn a lot, and I mean, you've had Guillaume's food. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's really good food, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to spend that much time with you just in the swamp. In the swamp. I love the swamp. The swamp's great. I spend all kinds of time in the swamp. I go there every chance I get. Love the swamp.
I lean kind of over towards Lorene and just go, you know, it does get pretty cold in the swamp at night. So, you know, you may have to be comfortable huddling with someone for like body warmth if that's just, you know, something to make sure that you'd be okay with that if it comes down to it.
She glances at Vega. Her cheeks are like completely flushed red and shivers.
And Vega's kind of staring blankly and then kind of looks at Siri. We are probably going to need to check with Guillaume to make sure we pack appropriately.
Yeah. That's totally what I meant. And just cocks an eyebrow.
Well, I've got a lot of preparation to do. I'm sure all of you do as well for our swamp expedition. I don't know. When are we planning to leave for the swamp?
I don't think we know yet, but I'll send an automaton with a message when we know.
Okay.
Should be after Siri's able to do her makeup finals.
Yeah, probably give me a couple of days, I'd imagine.
Just let me know. I'll be hanging around, waiting for the swamp invite.
Should spread the word about the petition to get that professor kicked out as well.
I didn't think it was so bad, actually.
Do you like the way he talks to people? Do you think that's an appropriate way for an adult to talk to their students?
Well, I mean, he's a little bit rough around the edges, but I don't know of another professor who could give that kind of hands-on arcane instruction. It was unique, and I don't think any class before has ever had that opportunity. I mean, I cast a 9th level spell during that final.
And I almost died, so...
We almost die all the time.
Thanks. I feel really good about myself.
I mean, technically that was probably the safest time any of us had almost died.
Yeah, now I kind of hope that you wait to get him fired until after I make it up, because that sounds really cool. Were there like limits on which spells you could cast?
Oh, yeah, we suddenly knew very specific spells. I mean, we kind of knew them. It's like they were at our fingertips.
Oh, okay. But you couldn't just be like, I'm gonna cast any spell in the world, or whatever.
No, nothing like that.
Everybody was like, you know.
I saw a Fergal cast like 4 spells at the same time. It was amazing. I've never
That's
seen
pretty
that
cool.
power.
Little trick my mentor taught me.
Who's your mentor?
Oh, his name's Kellogg. He was an alumnus of this fine institution. He lived. That's not the right word. He died near where I grew up, in the approaches, in Innistrad.
Wow,
He's
you must be from a really great family to have been so lucky to get picked up by an alumnus of Strixhaven.
It's more like I picked him up. It was a lucky coincidence, I suppose. You see, where I come from, the bog had a powerful living entity that lived in it, and we had a sort of symbiotic relationship with it. I don't want to get into it too much, but all of our souls went to it and that kind of thing. But it left, and then after it left, it got a little more quiet in the bog, and that's when I heard a voice in my head in the bog, and it was this man who died, who was buried deep down in the peat. He'd been mummified by the bog and the entity and the ambient magic and his own magic. And anyway, he was not particularly ambulatory, and he was quite grateful that I, dug him up out of the muck, and he taught me magic.
Your mentor is an undead?
Yeah, it's a mummy, a bog mummy, very common.
Great. That's
not they don't usually talk and
right.
Magic, but they're bogs are great at preserving.
You don't think the Sedgemoor has undead in it, do you?
Oh, absolutely. All over.
Definitely does.
Oh god.
There's the necroluminescence is quite lovely at night.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound very lovely to me.
Oh, you have to see it to believe it.
I guess I do. I'm gonna go pack now. Let me know when you're ready to leave.
Of course.
And Lorene scuttles off.
She seems fun.
She was incredible, but I mean, she looks really scared.
Yeah, I think there's some trauma there that's being repressed.
I mean, we did say, don't go if you're not comfortable. Totally okay, no judgment. But she was very insistent.
Well, she's
Like,
very in
very-
love with Vega, so
I'm sorry, what?
what, had you not picked up on that?
And Vega just like stares up at the ceiling, and slowly but surely her cheeks begin to get like redder and redder and redder, and she just kind of stalls out.
Siri just like watches this happen, and there's also like a little bit of relief that the focus is on someone else in this moment.
Are you okay?
Oh, yes, I am fine. You know what? I'm very okay. It's good to know that. Are you sure?
I look around to everybody else at the table.
I mean, we do think she wrote a letter.
No, we can't confirm or deny that at all.
I think it might be going a little far saying she's in love with you, but there's a crush. For sure there's a crush.
Oh no, you're right.
Fair to say.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to. I have. Okay. I asked her to play. You know what? I'm gonna go get more drinks, and everyone's drinks are like still full, and Vega just like gets up and stands at the bar for a moment.
What, was I not supposed to say that?
Yeah, we were just gonna kind of let her figure it out.
I don't know if she was going to.
It didn't seem like she was figuring anything out. Well, I feel like if we're gonna drag this poor girl back into the swamp, everybody should at least be on the same page about it.
Right. I think this might be partly Stella and I's fault, maybe a little bit.
No. Oh. This is a recap. I thought it was
I
a new
believe
one.
our advice was to just be tough.
Oh.
That was part of our advice.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Oh, you're right.
Maybe not the right kind of peer pressure.
Vega returns with 6 drinks and puts a new full drink next to everybody's still pretty full drink. So the topic is different now, right?
Yes. We are talking about plants
Oh,
We are. And we
Yes.
are talking about plants. Yep.
Siri
Excellent,
was
thank you.
just enlightening us about the new plant she learned about in the swamp.
Yep, I have just finished enlightening everybody about the plants in the swamp.
excellent.
Hmm.
Did your? I mean, okay, we can talk about it later. But there was that voice in your head. Did they help you learn more plants from the swamp?
Voice in your head, like that's a way to phrase it. I probably could have been a little bit more clear. It's, when you have a relationship with a god, which I do, I worship a deity, cleric of Talona. Sometimes they send you messages and things when they're
this
concerned about evil people in swamps.
would have
That
been
was-
a lot less weird if you had just said you were talking to a god instead of being cagey about it.
Really?
Well, it was heat of the moment. There were people screaming. There was a lot going on. I didn't really have time to be precise in my language. So,
Precise language is very important.
and Talona, people feel weird. God of pestilence and disease and stuff. You don't throw her name around a whole lot.
Okay, I've got to say it. I'll feel guilty if I don't. Are you sure your Talana is not an elder dragon posing as a god to, take your soul and turn it into an undead abomination?
Yes, that's oddly specific.
It happens. It's happened. I've read about it. It's happened. Also, one time, this fella from where I'm from Innistrad, his name's I'm blanking. Tybalt. His name's Tybalt. He's a fiend blooded like Candy, and he was pretending to be a god of mischief, which was a bit of mischief on its own. And so, you never know with gods. I don't trust him.
I mean, that's fair. She was correct, though. There was some nonsense happening in the swamp.
I don't know. I think an elder dragon would be correct about that too, probably.
It's possible. I mean, I haven't met a dragon, so there's that. But I don't think it's a dragon. She's a dragon. I don't think she's a dragon.
Okay. Just be careful.
It's nice to know that maybe someone will have. Someone out there might be looking out for us when we go back into the swamp. So I feel good about that.
Yeah.
And just in case, if she does take your soul, we'll fight her and get it back. No problem.
Fair enough. I don't think she's after my soul. I think, I don't know exactly how those things work, but I think if she was taking my soul, the things I could do would look a little different.
Mina will chime in. She's been sitting there nursing a drink, probably thinking to herself. Chime in and she'll say, Fergal, not everything's a dragon in disguise. Some gods are actually gods.
Aren't you the one that started the rumor about there being dragons in disguise on campus in the first place?
I did, but that was just a silly rumor. It was ridiculous as many people believed it.
But Thelamakis was here, wasn't she?
Thelamakis here? No,
Weren't you-
not for a
weren't
very
you-
long time.
Weren't you here for that discussion? I think you were.
I was, but that was Sammy saying she'd gone to see Thelamakis. Totally different.
I'm sorry, Sammy went to see a who's he what?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was through
yeah.
the portal.
Apparently, Samia, when she went through the portal in the Central Arch, arrived where Velomachus was and asked the Founding Dragon a number of questions. Got some appropriately curmudgeon-y responses.
Well, good for her. That's impressive.
Right, I guess. In any case, I have to get going, friends. I'll see you around. Lots of prep to do for the summer. And Mina will bail. Do you all have anything else you want to do with the Bozens, or should we kind of skip forward through the evening? Which, of course, there are many drinks. At one point, Aurora will get on stage and play a lovely tune she's composed. It's not immediately apparent, but it becomes quite clear over time that it's about a certain country bumpkin who's going to become the greatest mage of all time. Fergal definitely gets some looks from the crowd, winks and nods, that sort of thing. In any case, it's an uproariously good time. If folks do drink enough, or if you're just into that sort of thing, plenty of dancing occurs, tables are pushed out of the way. It's a wonderful party where Strixhaven students are all letting off steam after grueling finals. Probably the worst ones they've ever experienced. The next few days are they're a time. Let's head back to the main page. We can do general Strixhaven-y stuff. All right, so the next couple of days, a few things happen. One, Ciri has to go through a final all her own. We can spare the details. Suffice to say, Zahid is not happy that you skipped his final. He does pit Ciri alone against a trio of air elementals without any of the magical enhancements you'd heard so much about. It is unbelievably one-sided. You may have a decent shot at downing one or two of the air elementals, but it's not a fight that any second-year student could possibly win. Rather than play it all out, essentially what happens is you are downed. Zahid teleports you out and says, "That was appropriately disappointing, Ciri. Exactly what I expected. You pass for now." Mostly because I enjoyed watching you die.
Man, that guy sucks.
Yeah. But we'll
very intentionally shows no emotion, which seems a little bit easier for her than maybe otherwise it should, and just kind of goes, "Can I go now?"
Yes, you are free to go about your pitiful, meaningless life.
That was enjoyable, and just walks out. And then as soon as she gets out, just goes, "Oh."
But there's good news as well. Stuff we haven't been keeping track of through the year, but you certainly would have at the end of the year, is your wages from any jobs you've been taking part in. As second years, you likely are more experienced in any jobs you've been doing for a while, so it would be 270 gold for the year for any period extracurricular that you spent doing a job. So one job 270, two jobs 540. So that's cool. Also, notes. The payment from Strixhaven College for slaying Lacrinor and saving students in the Sedgemoor comes out to 1,500 gold each.
Ooh.
I have so much money.
It is substantial. Also, you have been instructed as part of that payment to avoid spreading the news around to other students about the danger you experienced. They'd rather keep the reputation of Strixhaven relatively sterling if that's possible.
Oh, this is hush money. All right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit quiet
Kind
money.
of too late.
Yeah.
We need to go shopping. I have too much money.
And then the following morning, a package arrives for Fergal. There's a note attached. It says, "Hats off to you, Fergal of Kessig. I bow to the greater mage." And inside is 4,000 gold.
And it does it say who it's from?
Doesn't.
Did you duel someone recently?
Whoa.
No.
Oh, perhaps. I mean, if I had to make a guess, I mean, you were incredible during the final exam. I don't know what you did for most of it, but maybe someone saw what you did, and I don't know. That'd be my guess.
Maybe.
I think it's that rich guy that was flirting with you at the bar yesterday.
It'd be Grayson.
He just wanted to buy us drinks. I don't think he'd give us anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's from your mummy mentor. Are they a sugar mummy?
What?
Probably not. Okay.
No, he didn't have so much in the way of material wealth. Just wealth of knowledge is what he had for me there. Yeah.
Do you know anyone that would just have that much money laying around?
I don't even understand these sums of money you are all throwing around. This is more money than I would have thought I'd ever get in 10 lifetimes, and someone just handed it over. I have no idea. I don't understand.
Well, I was always taught to not look a gift owlbearer in the mouth. So, it's your money. You could make something good with it.
Oh, I'm not going to give it back. I don't even know who to give it back to.
Yeah.
True.
Later that same morning, a automaton courier carrying a large crate arrives at your dorm, deposits the crate on the doorstep. Written on it is for Vega. Inside the crate.
That's interesting.
I guess the automaton would like take the crate apart for you if you want it to. Inside the crate is a gorgeous suit of armor. Each piece gleams with polish, reflecting the world around it. The chest plate is of this. It's this huge kind of visage of an eagle, kind of arcing forward down from the collar, and each of the shoulder pauldrons also is an eagle's face with a hooked beak. It glows a little bit more even than its polish should allow. The note inside reads, "Dearest sister, I've heard you have found dangers already. It would reflect badly on all of us should you die, and I would be forced to attend a most unfortunate memorial service. Please use this to the best of your abilities to keep yourself and your friends alive. Sincerely, Egan."
Vega presses the note to her chest, smiling pretty broadly. I suppose it's from Egan, a gift. You know what? He's gotten out of me making fun of him when I go home for the summer. But not for much longer than that. And Vega will try it on.
Yeah, it doesn't fit very well at first, but it does seem to adapt itself to your form over time, say about an hour. And it will end up revealing itself to be Plate of the Eagle Knight.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to look up what that is.
For sure. It's on D&D Beyond, though it is a homebrew item. Essentially, it... did I make the thing available?
Yeah,
Essentially,
you put up in 20.
it adds to your passive perception, your initiative rolls, your long and standing jump. Also, it lets you temporarily fly once per day.
What?
That's so cool.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a very nice gift.
He looks stunning. Wow.
I need to know. This is. Who wants to watch me jump off the building?
Of course.
Why? Why do we always just put ourselves in harm's way?
You have to take
That's
it.
why.
Eagle armor. It's going to be fine.
Check for defects.
I'll go get the first aid kit.
Yeah, when you activate the armor, we'll say that everybody stands outside, right? Vega in this gleaming suit of plate mail. When you activate the armor, these massive golden spectral wings appear behind you. feathered and powerful, and surge forward, propelling you up into the sky. For a brief moment, you're able to soar upwards about 50 feet before the wings fade, and you slowly drop back down to the ground, except for the last 5 or 10 feet, where you kind of land with a clank.
Oh, I love it. It's I'm gonna do that 10 more times, or every morning. I don't exactly know how it works yet, but something like that.
Stella has written on her notebook a 7.5. The landing needs work.
All right. Well, I mean, you're invited next time. I need tips. Yeah, you know how to fly. I need tips.
Okay. The problem is your wings disappear really fast.
They
It's
do,
the
yeah.
problem. Usually
Short bursts.
stay. Yeah.
That's really cool, though.
You.
So do you guys want to do anything else before your big Sedgemoor camping trip?
I would like to go to the alchemy lab
Mm-hmm.
so that someone stops sending notes to my friends.
Oh, yes. By the way, when you arrive at your room, Siri, after being gone for a while, you do notice a few folded pieces of paper. There's one underneath the door. There's one kind of slid in underneath the window. There's one you're not even sure how it got there, kind of sitting on top of your pillow.
I will open and read them.
They all say the exact same thing with different timestamps.
Oh.
Starting at 10 days even. 10 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Wow. He is precise.
Mm-hmm.
He never asked us where you were or anything. He feels like he could have just asked.
But yeah, you can go to the alchemy lab.
Yeah.
He's good at a lot of things. Conversation may not be one of them.
Not one of them.
At the alchemy lab, Urzmagtok is there. When you enter the lab, he looks over and the beaker in his hand drops an inch. He says, Siri, yes, I've been expecting you. You got my notes, I assume.
I did. All 4 of them.
Well, it's good of you to finally show up for your lab duties. I was considering having to give you a demerit of some kind to reduce the credit you were earning from this extracurricular. You know, it's not okay to just not show up for 10 days at a time, or 17 days or 18 days.
Yeah, sorry. Extenuating circumstances. I'm sure you heard a bit about what happened in the swamp.
I did. I heard that you were okay. I saw that you were okay.
Mm-hmm.
You were okay. Are you okay now?
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm fine. Just had to, take care of some stuff. Do a little making sure everything was fine after the fact.
Is
Get,
it
get some plants, new plants.
is it fine? Do you need help? I have a vast array of knowledge on both plants and undead. I could help with any sort of problem you need help with as a colleague.
I do appreciate that and respect your knowledge. No, everything seems normal, which is weird. Because all of the plants were acting strange, and so I was looking to see if there was any lingering strangeness, and nothing I could isolate. It just seems like, as far as the plants are concerned, well, not the dead plants, but the remaining plants, it seems like nothing happened.
Did you... I apologize if this question comes across improper. Did you change anything about your hair or your clothes? You seem different somehow.
Nope.
Well, it's good to have you back. We'll make much more progress now that you're here. And he'll reach out a hand and kind of clap you on the shoulder.
Yeah. Siri will like tense up a little bit when that happens. Like just she does like not want to move because she doesn't want him to like take the hand off. I here to help. My friends have decided that they're going to go camping in the swamp for a few days, and it would be remiss of me to let them go alone because they will get eaten by a plant if I'm not there probably. So I will be out again for a few days if that's okay with you.
He blinks a couple times and says, "Well, it's summer. As your extracurricular lead, I couldn't tell you how to spend your summer. But I hope you'll accept this impropriety of me. I would ask you to take a box with you."
A box?
Just one moment. And he'll kind of rush over to the back of the room, the lab, to a large potion cabinet and begin cramming vials into a box.
I have some supply. Okay.
You do hear, like, the sounds of breaking glass, and he curses under his breath, which you'd never heard him curse before.
Do you need help?
No, it's all fine. I'll just be a moment.
Okay. Yep.
He closes up the box, brings it back, and says, "Now, this is for your friends, of course. I wouldn't want them to be harmed by the swamp. I know that you know how to take care of yourself in Sedgemoor, so I have no concerns about your well-being, but this box could help your friends if they get into trouble."
Right. Yep. I'll kind of like glance over the bottles. Is it all like healing potion stuff I recognize?
There's about 12 potions in there. It's a lot of anti-venoms, a lot of potions of resistance to poison and necrotic. It's a lot of greater healing potions.
Okay.
About half and half resistance and healing.
Mm-hmm. This is great.
Yes, well, anything you don't use, please do return. Those are lab supplies.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
supposed to be giving them out, frivolously.
Right. And if I find any useful samples or essences or anything, of course I'll bring them back in when we get back.
Yes, as you should. I will be
Right,
looking
for
forward to your
study.
safe return,
Mhm.
because I'll be missing my lab assistant until then.
Right. Yes. And I'll be available the rest of the summer for any assistance ships assistantness.
He smiles really widely and then stops himself and says, "That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
look forward to working with you."
Great. And I'll kind of like, I'm assuming if his hand was on my shoulder that I'm probably like, I've climbed up on like a stool or something to like have this conversation since he is very tall and I'm very small.
You get to define the dynamic in that situation.
Yeah. So I'm used to just like getting up on a lab stool to like interact with him. But I'll like take the box and I'll kind of just like put my hand out kind of like on like his upper, like just above his elbow, like not like super close, but just kind of like right here, just kind of like touch him on the arm for a second and just thank you for the supplies.
It's my pleasure to do my duty in protecting my fellow students.
Yeah. And for your help in the swamp, everything else. It was good to see, or it was good to know that you were there to help get people out.
I'm glad you're okay.
I'm glad you're okay too.
Great. Well, this has been wonderful. I look forward to hearing back from you, and I will see you again when you return from Sedgemoor.
Yes. Yep. I will bring back whatever we don't use. All right. Thanks. And I will take the box and like scurry off.
For sure. So you all can acquire like basic Sedgemoor supplies. We don't need to worry about the general logistics there. If you have anything specific you want to get that wouldn't be in kind of like a rations and travel gear pack, by all means.
Are we gonna go spend all of our tons of money now or post camping?
It's up to
Where
you
would
guys.
there be to spend money? I feel like we could buy out the entire student store, but like, how many T-shirts do we need? You know?
I mean, there's got to be somewhere on campus to get, better quality supplies and things like that, right? I guess we haven't really looked into it.
Mina would know.
I mean, Fergal, what? I mean, you live in the swamp, or not this swamp, but you've lived somewhere similar, maybe. What?
Somewhat, yeah.
I mean, you probably. What do we need?
Well, I was gonna get some a fishing rod and some tackle and things like that. It's been a while since I've gone fishing. Figure if I catch anything, Yomi will know how to cook it up.
Do we have camping gear? Did you all get that already?
We will hand wave general stuff, saying that you guys are able to get like a Sedgemoor package that includes, basic bug repellent. It includes like waders. It includes rain jackets and like hats and all kind of the general gear you'd need to survive in the Sedgemoor.
Is there such thing as like bog shoes?
Yes, there are. They're called waders, and they go all the way up to your. I mean, they go up to like your pant line. They're like all the way over your pants.
Oh, shall we then? Do we need to go get Laureen?
Oh, I'll send a automaton.
Right. Yes,
and
a campus
she can
guide.
meet us there.
Cool, and she sure does. Also there is none other than Guillaume himself. Let me see if I can make this map a thing before I drop you guys onto it. Do. And Guillaume. Sorry, just 1 second. All right, and no more General Strixhaven music. We are in the swamp now. All right, yes. So arriving at the edge of Witherbloom campus, which we will bring up for folks who are unfamiliar. We've been to Witherbloom a million times, I know, but for some of our viewers, perhaps Witherbloom campus is a large, kind of marshy. It's all a bog, really. These huge towering trees covered in moss pervade the place. Some of those trees have been formed into buildings of a kind, which form the bulk of Witherbloom classrooms, administrative buildings, and all that other good stuff. You were instructed to meet Guillaume kind of at the edge of the Sedgemoor, just kind of past the main administrative buildings of Witherbloom. And meet him there you do. Here is Guillaume in all of his Guillaume-ish glory. Guillaume is a relatively short, very, very wide and broad troll with one kind of broken off tusk. Very, very friendly fellow with a white beard, and he wears a very funny hat. It's unclear whether it's like a mummified cabbage or just like a mushroom that he's managed to preserve somehow, but it's definitely a bog hat. He looks very much like he usually does. He's not wearing special waders. He's just got his little toolbox. His spices are put away in his bag, of course, but he's got his little toolbox. He's got a cleaver at his side in a little holster, and he's wearing a broad smile. He's saying, "Friends, I didn't expect you all to be quite so eager. You know, it's a rare group of students that truly wants to go visit the Sedgemoor for a week or two. I have admiration for you all already."
What's on the menu? What are we gonna scavenge the whole time? Do we have to like hunt for our meals? Like,
oh, Stella, my dear, the whole Sedgemoor is on the menu. Everything you see, we can eat. Now, I must warn you, the Sedgemoor itself will try to eat us back, but of course, us being us, we will prevail. Next to him, on a leash, is a small pig. It has like moss covering its back. It's got like little mossy tufts all over it. So if you imagine its whole back is like kind of green and dark brown. And he says, "This is a trudge pig, and I have brought it as a special gift for you all for trusting me to take you into the Sedgemoor. It seeks out trudges."
That's
What's-
fantastic.
What's a trudge?
Tell me there is art of this pig.
There isn't art of the trudge pig.
No.
I'm sorry. I tried to find it. There wasn't a good MTG moss pig art. You'll have to just envision it.
What's a trudge?
Well, in a general sense, trudges are plant creatures that look like beasts, but they're plants. And on their backs grow the most delectable fungus you will ever stuff in your gob. Guaranteed. Hands down, the most nutritious, the most succulent, the most delicious, the most savory, the most everything fungus that exists in all the planes, or my name isn't Guillaume Master Chef.
Great.
Like your actual last name?
Great.
No, but my name's just Guillaume. I don't have it's not important. Look, the point is, the trudge pig will lead us right to the trudges, and there we shall feast, friends. Yes, you shall taste the finest delicacies the Sedgemoor has to offer.
What's the pig's name?
Oh, I haven't asked it yet.
So you should ask it.
Do you want me to ask it? I can maybe talk to it.
I don't speak trudge pig.
Helianthus, will you ask the pig its name?
I can talk to animals, right? That feels like a thing I can do.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, I have that prepared actually. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the pig.
Nice. Yeah, you can talk to the pig. The pig is kind of quietly oinking. It is currently like mumbling to itself about how noisy the troll is.
I'm really sorry that Guillaume's a little loud. He's very excited, but we were wondering what your name is.
It looks at you and blinks a couple times, and that says, "The little one is talking to me. It wants to know my name." Hello.
Hi.
My name?
Yeah, I'm Helianthus. What do you want us to call you?
I like eating clover.
We could call you Clover.
Okay. Do you
Do the
have
rest
any?
of us- Do the rest of us just hear Helianthus like snorting at this pig?
Yeah, and the pig is oinking back for sure.
I will keep an eye out. My friends are very good at finding plants. I'm sure we can find some clover. Do you like going in the swamp?
Clover looks at you and says, "The swamp has lots of clover in it, but it also has groffs and trudges and karoks and trolls and students."
Yeah, the students are pretty scary, huh?
They chase me,
Well, that just won't do.
and sometimes
I
they
am-
feed me clover.
Well, that's good. We're gonna feed you clover and not chase you.
The pig nods solemnly and says, "That would be nice."
Okay. Do you want to keep having a conversation, or would you like to be left alone now?
It blinks and says, I like talking to students who don't chase me."
Okay. Well, if you want to have another conversation, just give me 2 nudges,
Clover nods.
and I can cast this spell again.
Remember, I like clover.
Yeah, we're gonna get you some clover.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'm gonna stop talking to Clover the pig.
For sure.
And I will say, Clover really doesn't like when people chase them. I didn't ask the pig their pronouns. But Clover doesn't like when students chase the pig. So we should not do that, and we should find Clover some clover to eat.
Is that cannibalism?
No, I asked what I should call it, and it just said I like Clover. So I started calling it Clover. It's a very nice pig.
Aw.
I don't know anything about plants here, but if you see some clover, we gotta get it.
I'll keep an eye out.
There's clover all over the swamp. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Well, that's good, because I kind of promised the pig.
We'll find some.
You know, while we are introducing new friends, this might be a good time to. I've been working on something that I read about in a book, and I thought that, you know what, we're going to be in the Sedgemoor, and it can be difficult to get around. So, and Vega kind of claps her hands together, and will kind of straighten up, and then call out into the waters of the swamp, "Professor!" And so a couple of days ago, she would have come out and tried to get eyes on Karok so that she could cast the Find Steed spell. And instead of summoning a normal horse, summon a big friend who is just like any of the other swamp Karoks, except this guy's form is a lot bonier. Kind of imagine like all of his bones being on the outside and being very visible. So very much a skeletal creature like the ones Vega talks about all the time.
I wish I was surprised.
You know, this is Professor Skellabone, and I know what you're thinking. I read about the spell, and he's kind of supposed to be all blue and spectral, but every time I cast it was just bones everywhere. So I think that's just the way things are going to be when I cast that spell. But this is my friend Professor Skellabone.
I am so pleased. Usually when you encounter or talk about skeleton creatures, you're smiting them and destroying them, and now you've befriended one. I think that's a wonderful step forward.
Technically, I made him, I think.
That's even better.
Vega will kind of, the croc will walk up to the group, and Vega will like very lovingly pet him on the head. He can, I can make him take, so the first time I summoned this creature, I tried to do a horse and also just all bones, just the whole thing, bones top to bottom.
Not many horses out here.
Yeah, I tried to do, so I thought that wouldn't work so well, so crocodile.
Well
Karok.
done.
You look over to like the tail part of Professor Skellabone, and Ciri's just like got a little knife in a vial and is trying to like take a little shaving. Like not hurting it, but just kind of like just a little sample, just a little.
Lorene is cowering. It's a really nice
Lorene.
crocodile you've got there. It's really nice. Really good
Lorene,
going,
do you
Vega.
want to say hi to Clover?
Yeah,
Clover's
I
really
like-
nice.
I think Clover's more my speed.
Vega is Professor's amazing. Are they safe?
Oh, for sure. We kind of, it's not quite talking, but we're connected to one another. And while like Dr. Skellabone is kind of his own thing, I don't really know. I'm still kind of figuring out how it works, but he kind of does his own thing unless like I need him, or unless he thinks I need him. And then we kind of work as a unit.
You hear his voice in your head when you're in the bog.
It's not really a voice, it's more like it's like when he was a horse, it was like some whinnying sounds, and now it's like snapping, sort of. It's not really talking, it's just we can kind of feel each other.
It's not that weird, super normal, but he does it.
One does it apparently.
Um, Guillaume says, well, of course, Professor Skellebones is welcome to join the group. Welcome, Professor. Are we all ready then? The Sedgemoor awaits.
Okay.
Let's go.
Onwards, Trudgepig. I mean, Clover? You said Clover, yes.
Yes.
Onward, Clover, to the trudges. Clover will like sniff the air, put her nose down to the ground, sniff, and then begin leading you guys onwards into the Sedgemoor.
As we leave, this is not going to do anything, I don't think, mechanically, but as we head out, I'm just going to like quickly cast guidance on Lorraine
Oh.
as just kind of a like, it's going to be okay.
Vega will kind of hang back and kind of let Professor Skellebone do his thing, probably kind of like disappear and slip into some of the water and stay close to the group. And like super creepy. It's fantastic. Like we see little bone spines kicking out above the water so you can kind of tell where he is.
Don't forget the microluminescence.
Yeah, glowing eyes just over the water.
Oh.
And Vega will hang back and walk close to Lorraine.
Yeah, she will absolutely walk next to you, maybe even pushing up against you at some points when something off to the side is spooky. You can see she's got her hands out in like the casting pose, and you can see little like blue fractal seeds, just these little tiny geometric shapes in the palms of her hands at pretty much all times. Which, if you've watched Quandrix students do battle, means she's ready to cast her fractal lashes at the drop of a hat. She seems extremely on edge. But the Sedgemoor is the Sedgemoor. It is exactly what you've come to expect being out here all the time. It's a beautiful, grotesque, disgusting, and wondrous place to be. The swamp is almost never ending. You certainly can't see the end of it. There are mists that hang in the air. Biting insects frequent the space around you. You see vines leaning down from trees, some of which definitely are moving. And only some of those are snakes. And yeah, like most of the bog itself is relatively underwater and submerged. What isn't is mostly muck that kind of sucks at your boots, makes walking incredibly difficult. And then a lot of what isn't submerged also, Guillaume is leading you around, because those are, of course, Karoks in disguise, waiting for a hapless traveler to step a boot onto their back so they can snap it off. So suffice to say, the going is long and arduous and difficult. But with Guillaume as your lead, you navigate pretty... what's the right word? Safely, I guess. I mean, it seems safe, relatively speaking. You're wearing the insect repellent, you're wearing your waders, you're wearing all your protective gear. The biting insects aren't bothering you. The snakes are kind of giving you a wide berth because you've got Guillaume with you and he's terrifying. And like, you know, it's a day in the Sedgemoor. Just a walk in the park, really. Just a walk in the park. The Trudgepig seems particularly well adapted to life in the Sedgemoor. Her little trotters are a little bit larger, perhaps, than the average pig's trotters, so she does find it pretty easy to cross the wet parts. She just seems very buoyant for some reason, so when you come to a part that's water, she crosses very easily, just kind of sliding over the water like a large pink balloon. As you travel, Guillaume can point out to you various plant life. There's plenty of bog-bred berries to snack on if you like that sort of thing. Guillaume will, of course, be constantly just grabbing plants, handfuls, and shoving them into his mouth or packing some away for later. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you're traveling through the Sedgemoor, this magical wonderland of death, decay, and growth?
Stella is following very closely behind Guillaume. Everything he picks up, like she also like gets a handful of, and she is sneaking pieces of it to Pudge, the pest.
Nice. Pudge is the pest you took off of Lacrinor?
Yeah.
No, that's not the one you took off of the classroom. Okay, it's Fergal who has the pest that you took off of Lacrinor.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Okay, cool. You haven't named that one.
No, I don't name pests.
Right, of course, that's crazy. Anyway, Pudge does seem to enjoy all the food you're picking off. Stella, you're definitely getting that some of the stuff is like spices. Like Guillaume is just taking bites out of stuff like bay leaf, just chewing it and swallowing it down.
Ooh.
So suffice to say, he's got an interesting palate, to be sure. But if he notices you eating stuff he eats, he'll also like point out to you what's good to eat and what's not.
Yeah,
it
she was
is-
just straight up eating spices. Like, oh, this is edible. Nom nom. Entire sprig of mint. Interesting.
He'll definitely like sever a tree ear off of a nearby tree and like break it in half and hand you half of it and say it's really good. You just bite into it. It's like a freshly cooked steak but raw.
A plant that tastes like steak?
Yeah. You know, in a manner of speaking, it needs a little bit of cooking to get there, but raw is an experience too.
Wow. Yeah, I should absolutely try it.
Nice. I mean, it's very slimy. It's very, very chewy. It's kind of like rubbery almost, but there is a certain savoriness to it that mirrors perhaps the meatier foods.
Definitely tastes raw.
About midday, you come to a large expanse of water that the trudge pig, not truffle pig, totally different. The trudge pig is leading you towards. Guillaume kind of stops and looks around. Says, "Does it sound quiet to all of you?"
A little too quiet.
Yeah, that's not good.
Why is that not good? Why is that not good?
We're
Guillaume's
probably
hand.
about to find out.
Guillaume's hand goes to his cleaver at his side just as the water in front of him explodes upward in a shower, revealing a huge moss-covered beast lunging forward towards Clover.
Oh no, not Clover!
Yes, Clover. So we're going to go ahead and roll initiative to defend our trudge pig from the beast of the bog.
Wait, isn't that Wee Thomas? That looks like Wee Thomas.
Thomas, no!
It's similar to Wee Thomas.
This
but
ain't
that
no Wee
one's
Thomas.
Not so wee.
Big Thomas.
How could you do this? How could you endanger Clover so soon?
That's a 12 for me.
The disturbance in the water, Vega will start to draw her blade and position, like immediately move to position herself between the danger and Lorene.
Nice.
Can you put me on the doohickey?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
You are now on the doohickey.
Yay, thank you.
Oh, and here is a handout. I don't think we've seen this in its entirety before, though we might have. Here is the beast bursting out of the water to consume Clover whole.
No.
Oh,
No.
leave our pig friend alone.
This is pretty cute though, the gruff. Aw, mossy dog.
Mm-hmm.
What was Vega's initiative?
16.
16, all right. Cool. Wait, Guillaume is not initiative. What the heck, Guillaume?
Blacker.
All right. Top of the order is Helianthus, first to act in defense of Clover the Trudge Pig.
Oh no. Can I get to Clover?
You
Where
can.
is Clover, theoretically?
Man, I wish I had a token for pig, but essentially, Clover is right here in front of Guillaume.
Okay, I'm gonna run over and grab Clover. Oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure this works. I don't think this is gonna work. Theoretically, if I were to grab the pig and then Misty step away, could I take the pig with me?
Not Misty Step, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sorry.
Are you really? What if I like?
If you killed her first, then she'd be an object.
I'm not killing the pig. That is the opposite of this point.
Well,
What if
you
I,
wanted to
like-
ask if there's any way for Misty Step to work, and that's the.
What
that's
if
the
I
answer.
like shoved the pig in my bag and then stepped away?
Then your
Just
bag
like my
would come with
backpack.
you, and she would not, or he
Do you
would
have Thunderstep?
Why would I have Thunderstep?
You
I don't
could
know.
you
Bring
could
people
grapple
with you
her
with
and
Thunderstep.
pull her back.
I just want to save my pig friends. Oh dear. Okay. This is fine.
Where is the pig on here?
I will put out a token. It will not be the correct token, but I'll put out a token. It's
That's
gonna be a
fine,
cow
yeah.
token.
So we know where she's at.
Yeah. I know I am shocked that 5e does not have a pig stat block.
I want to. Can I teleport over to the pig, pick it up, and then run away?
Maybe. The problem is the pig is actually larger than you are.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
Oh.
not that surprising, I guess. I'm not very big.
Hmm.
There's a boar stat block.
Oh, there is. You're right. We should use that.
Okay, well, you know what? I seem to be unable to save my pig friend, unfortunately. I'm gonna just yell at it to run away. That's probably fine. Things. I will. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. I was not expecting to go first. This doesn't happen. I will look over at Vega, and I will tell her to be quick and save Clover, and you feel speedier because you're hasted now.
I don't know what you did, but I feel incredible.
We'll put it in the Roll20 chat so you can see just if you need it. And then I will back up some. Yep, that's it. I'm done.
All right. On its turn, the swamp dog will lunge towards Clover. It's got a biting attack. It does. It bites onto Clover. You see her wink in terror, and she is already bloodied. It will then lunge forward with these long hooked claws.
You're gonna kill our pig friend.
I mean, I'm not doing anything. And that would do it. At that point, you'll see Guillaume kind of leap forward, grabbing the pig and taking the claw to his back. And he cannot be engulfed, so that doesn't happen. So he's got Clover under one arm. And he's kind of smiling and saying, "Friends, a Groff is upon us! Prepare for battle!" It's Fergal's turn.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go over to here, and I will say it's a Groff eat Groff world, and I will summon Wee Thomas. I find his. There was. Shoot. Maybe I'm not looking in the right places. I'm looking for his token.
I'll grab it. He may not have a handout for him yet. But in any case...
Yeah. Okay. So he comes out of the water over here. Sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. And takes a bite out of the critter. Oh, right. I can't multi-attack, so I don't have the spell level for it. 13 to hit.
That will hit a Groff.
Oh, cool. Wee Thomas will do 12 piercing damage. Good boy.
The Groff barks angrily.
All right. Who's a good boy? I'm done.
Okay. After that is Vega.
Vega, feeling incredible and speedy, is going to look over at Lorene. You're going to be fine. You're pretty good at this yourself. And then actually, with double her movement speed, run over to Skelebone. Use half of her movement to mount Skelebone. And then the rest of the movement to close the distance. So she's now in a corner with Wee Thomas, and as this movement is happening, that sword comes off of her back, and she just goes to absolutely wail on this Groth. So we're gonna see 3 attacks because of haste. I just need to find the button. Okay. Oh wait. Figure out how to send it. Oh, here we go. Now it's going to roll 20. Okay. So
That's the damage.
I don't. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. So much of my life is in boxes right now. Okay.
That's okay.
Roll to hit on the first one. 15.
That's certainly a hit.
The second one is a crit fail. And then the third one is a miss. So Vega's gonna do a level 2 smite on the first one that actually does hit.
Sure.
Which will be a total of, we'll use the 11 plus. Is the Groth a fiend or undead?
No, it's a good little swamp boy.
That's just gonna do 2 plus 16, so 27 points of damage.
Yeah, with that mighty blow, the Groth kind of flinches back and yowls. And you will see its blood kind of draining into the swamp. It's bloody, is the way to describe that. Yeah. Anything else for
Can the
Vega?
croc attack?
I think it can move and attack. Yeah, it can. Yep.
All right, so the croc is going to also kind of feeling Vega. This is the first time they're giving this a try. She's chalking her misses with the sword up to having never attacked anything from the back of a crocodile before.
Crocs move weird for sure.
And at double speed.
It's all weird, but it feels incredible. And so the croc is going to try to bite.
All right, I'm seeing a 20, which will hit. I'll shift that to be not whispered anymore.
Perfect. So 20 to hit for 5 piercing damage.
Nice. Yeah, and the target is restrained as Skelebones has it by the foot, I guess. Grappled and restrained. Yeah, the Groth is at this point kind of yowling. It's like a very sad sounding noise. Anything else for Vega?
That's it.
All right. After that, you will hear the Sedgemoor kind of come alive with more howls.
What if it didn't?
That would be a very different game.
Oh, I have a reaction
Yes.
to it moving up to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a great reaction, probably. Okay, let me make sure. I will use this stat. Oh, I rolled well though. So 17 to hit for. I think it's not adding the +1 because it's magic staff, so that's 3 points of damage.
All right, yeah, two-handed bonking the Groth on the nose as it lunges towards you. It will kind of turn sideways briefly and then reorient itself, going for a biting attack on Fergal. 13 will not hit. It'll then swipe at you with those long hooked claws, trying to pull you in. A 19 might do it.
Sure will.
So 10 points of slashing as those hooked claws kind of pierce into you. And then we need a strength saving throw as it starts to try to pull you underneath its bulk.
Virgo's great at those.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, you managed to like maybe latch onto part of the dock there and avoid being hooked and pulled, so the claws kind of fall off of you there. Just the 10 points of damage. This one over here is going to bite at Professor Skelebone. And will miss with an 11, I think.
Yes.
All right, yeah, its teeth kind of scraping off of the exposed bone of the professor, and then a swamp claw. 18 to hit for 7 points of slashing. Thankfully, it's not medium, so it can't be engulfed.
And Vega will use her reaction to intercept the attack and reduce it by a d10. There it is.
Nice. All right, cool. So you fully deflect the claws, preventing any damage to Professor Skelebone as the Groff swipes forward. But that is their turns. After that is Lorene, who will charge and say, "Don't worry, Vega, I'll help. I've got this." And there's a melee attack, which actually will hit. And she makes one more. Okay, so the first one hits. The lash kind of strikes out at the Groff that is attacking Vega, and then bounces off to the other Groff here, striking it, getting much larger as it travels. So this Groff actually takes a lot more damage, the second target. And then it is Stella's turn.
Stella licks her lips and says, "You would taste good with a nice char," and cast a flaming spear on the wounded Groff.
All right, makes a dex save, right?
Yes, please.
Well, at disadvantage because restrained.
Yes.
So it probably fails with a 5.
Correct. Get toasty. 8 fire damage.
Okay, it is looking pretty bad.
Can I have a shape, or should I draw a shape? I can draw
I'm gonna. Well, yeah, yes. The answer is yes. Here,
I'll draw one. Okay.
I got you. After that is Siri.
Okay, I'm going to run up to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to cast a poison spray, which I don't think is range. I think it's touch.
It's like 10 feet away.
Okay, so I'd be at disadvantage if I do it from here.
It's not a ranged attack. It's just like a saving throw thing.
Okay, cool. I will do it from there
Mhm.
because I see it looking at Fergal, and Fergal's already got one, so I'm gonna kind of just like, hey, and then I'm gonna like do a poison spray,
It's a very tough Groff. The poison does not seem
Yeah.
to take effect.
which it makes. Okay. Cool. As a bonus action, I'm going to hex it. First level.
Right on. It is hexed.
And it has disadvantage on con saves.
Con checks.
No, ability checks. It's ability checks.
Yeah.
It has disadvantage on, we'll say, strength checks.
Cool. All right. After that is Guillaume, who will chortle. He'll say, "Friends, if it's easy, you can avoid killing them. They're just going about their business like regular swamp creatures. But again, if they die, it's okay. It's all right. This is the Sedgemoor. Everything's alive. Everything dies." And he will lash out with a cleaver at the restrained one. Actually, you know what? He'll headbutt that one. Yeah, he just leans forward, drives his head into the restrained creature, non-lethally. 15 for 5 points, not quite enough to put it down. He will then launch a cleaver attack with it, I guess slamming it with the butt of the cleaver, and will knock it unconscious. He will then, with his other hand, kind of gesture outwards, and a lash of a thorny vine will strike at this Groff across Vega. It kind of like loops over Vega and Professor Skelebones to strike at that Groff, but will miss with an 8. He will back up, place Clover down in a safe place, reach down, pet her, and say, "Don't worry, it's going to be okay, Clover." Helianthus is next.
Okay. Well, I will. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna throw some fire at this guy up here. With the produce flame,
Sure.
right? I can throw this.
Range is 30
Yes.
feet, but yes.
I mean, I could move up a little bit, I guess. We'll come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great. I think that's 30. I can count.
Yeah, you're good.
And then I'm gonna just throw some fire at it. Let's see. I got that's not a lot. 5 plus 6 is 11.
It's not quite going to hit a Groff, unfortunately.
Well, that is unfortunate. That's it. That's all I
Alrighty.
got.
Yeah, okay. We'll go to the Groff. That one is knocked out, so Fergal is next.
All right. So as a bonus action, Fergal will empower his staff, making the dark crystal at the end of it glow with necroluminescence.
Ooh.
I just want to use that word more. And he strikes at the Groff.
That hits.
16 for 7 points. Attack number 2. 22 for 5.
All right. Yes, 2 very solid hits. The Groff kind of recoils a little bit and growls at you.
And then he says, "Wee Thomas, come here, boy. Come here." And Thomas comes up and takes a bite. Maul.
That
Nice.
hits.
For 10 points.
All right. Yeah, that combination of attacks leaves the Groff wounded. After that is Vega.
Vega will, kind of feeling this connection between her and her steed growing, kind of swing them around to face the Groff that is behind them. And the Croc is going to try and snap and bite and restrain this this one in front of her.
So it does.
23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
It is grappled and restrained.
So now, as that's happening, Vega's then also going to go in once again with 3 attacks.
All with
So
advantage.
yeah, okay. See if I got it right this time. Okay. So that's the first attack hits. The second attack hits. And the third attack hits. And we don't have any crits, but close. Only 1 smite this time around. So that'll be a total of 10 plus 13 is 26. Sorry, 23 plus 5 is 28, plus a smite is 35 points of damage.
Nice.
Whoa.
An incredibly speedy series of strikes leaves the Groff reeling and bloodied.
I'm gonna need what I'm gonna need to know what you did, Helianthus, when we're done.
Okay, you're just hopefully we finish in about 48 seconds.
All right. This Groff that has been so assaulted will retaliate against the crocodile that's holding it with disadvantage because it is restrained. A biting attack, 10 to hit, won't do it for a croc. And then a swamp claw. And 9 also won't do it. It's flailing at the croc, which has got a death grip on the Groff's, I guess, foreleg. And so it's like turning and twisting, and the Groff is unable to get good purchase. The other one on the far side will now, I guess, lunge towards Wee Thomas, which is certainly a threatening little Groff. It does seem a little bit puzzled at the threat posed by the smaller Groff, which seems to be on the wrong side of this combat. Didn't get the memo. So the big Groff will bite Wee Thomas for 9 points.
Okay.
Then we'll attempt to Swamp Claw Wee Thomas. With a 25 to hit for 11 slashing. And Wee Thomas is admittedly rather wee, and so he will need to make a strength save.
Make a strength save. No special bonus. He's pretty strong though. It's a 15.
Nice. I mean, as a Groff, he knows what's coming, and so he manages to steel himself, barely maybe getting one of the poles of the dock between him and the larger Groff and avoiding being pulled in. After that is Lorene, who will... I mean, why not? She's going to take a step back and say, you and your professor have really got this, Vega. Don't worry, I've got your back. She's going to cast Enlarge on Professor Skellabone,
Oh.
who swells in size to huge, I believe. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. I don't see a cap here, so yeah. Professor Skellabone has advantage on strength things, plus 1d4 to all attacks, and is absolutely massive. A real heckin' chunker. After that is Stella's turn.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Stella's gonna put this fire right here, and please make a dex save for the Groff.
Alright, it is at a disadvantage because they are restrained. They will fail.
Oh, well, 6 little fire damage. And then she's gonna run over to Clover and give her a very soothing pet and cure wounds on Clover's.
Nice.
Wisdom. 10 healing.
Clover looks all better and will nuzzle Stella's leg in thanks.
Oh, you're welcome, little Clover.
It's Siri's turn after that.
Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna do another poison spray at the one in front of me.
Alrighty, Constitution saving throw. It fails.
Okay, good, cool. So it takes 12 points of poison damage. And then I'm going to use my noxious magic to also poison it.
Alright, it is so poisoned. The Groff kind
until
of
the
stumbles
end
and
of its
reels.
next turn.
Nice.
That is it for me.
Alright. Guillaume is up next. He will...
Oh wait, I lied.
Okay.
It's hexed, so it also takes necrotic damage.
I think you have to hit.
Whenever I hit it with an... Does that count as hitting it with an attack?
No, so attacks use attack rolls.
Oh. Well, that was a waste of a spell. Okay, that's fine then. That's it.
Okay. After that is Guillaume. He will smile at Stella, saying, "That's very nice of you to take such good care of Clover. It's really important we find those trudges." And he will, I guess, depart, head over to the larger Groff that is now poisoned, and swing his cleaver overhand. He will swing his cleaver overhand, he says. Chop, chop. For a total of 33 points, hacking into the Groff. On the second one, he will turn the blade sideways and kind of just slam the Groff on the side of the head, which will cause it to stumble sideways and snooze. Guillaume kind of chortles and says, "Is everybody over here okay?" Helianthus is next.
I will try and set this other one on fire. Over here. Come on. Hey, I hit it really good. I got a
Whoa.
crit.
Wow.
For sure. Yeah,
I
mean,
rolled like crap though.
well, I mean, did you? Yeah, I guess you kind of did. Yeah, you kind of did. But I mean, for sure, like that flame streaks towards the thing and erupts in a flower of fire. The Groff looks absolutely terrible after that, and is whining, trying to pull itself free of the massive Professor Skellabones.
Well, that's it.
All right, Fergal is next.
Let's see. How deep is the water? Is it like difficult terrain?
It's unclear how deep it is.
Well, if it's double, I could probably get to it. If I go 1, 2.
I don't think you mind it anyway, right? Because of your
Oh,
dungarees?
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I've got the dungarees.
Mhm, mhm.
So I'll go there, and I will try to knock it out.
Advantage.
Yeah, with my staff. Bonk. Whoa, 12 points damage.
Nice. Yeah, so with that single blow, maybe an accurate strike to the side of its head, the Groff will tumble into the Sedgemoor and begin to float, though it is currently held by Skelebones. And we are out of initiative with a successful defense of Clover the Trudge Pig.
Vega, you might want to get down for a second, just so you don't fall.
Are you sure? Because this is incredible. Like, I think Skelebone's gonna get tenure after this,
I
and
mean,
he's like,
maybe tie yourself in then, because you're gonna kind of freeze up for a second.
I mean, this how it's the spell. All right.
Yeah.
No, and Vega kind of like grips into some of the like bony spines on the back of the professor, while he's kind of like a dog with a toy, kind of like clamps down and shakes a bit, and then we'll let go of the Groff and let it kind of disappear into the water.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna drop concentration.
Nice. Yeah, so with you guys having successfully defended Clover the Trudge Pig from the Groffs and heading deeper into the Sedgemoor onto who knows what, we will take our break here. We'll come back in about 10 minutes to continue this this vacation. It is a vacation. We're having a great time. And we'll see what happens next. So don't go away. Stay tuned. Join us about 10 minutes for the rest of tonight's exciting adventure. Talk to y'all again real soon. Hello, welcome back to Curriculum of Wonder. We are doing an actual play campaign of Strixhaven here, homebrewed campaign. We do all kinds of interesting, weird stuff. The party has taken a vacation into the Sedgemoor Swamp, led by none other than the master chef himself, the troll Guillaume, promising them all sorts of forbidden delicacies of the Sedgemoor, the kind that you can only get if you are accompanied by a master of his level. So we've just defeated some Groffs who were after our Trudge Pig, who's going to lead us to those delicacies. And off we go. Clover leading the way, sniffing the scents of the Sedgemoor. Which, by the way, anybody trying to imagine this poor Trudge Pig like sifting through all the various aromas of the Sedgemoor, her job is very difficult. Because anybody who walks the Sedgemoor can tell you there's like a million things going on with your nose, and very few of them are good. In any case, off you go. It's getting towards like late afternoon, maybe even early evening at this point as you start to like travel through the Sedgemoor. Guillaume will kind of start to hum to himself a troll song. It's a very simple melody, but it's very deep and resonates. You can almost like feel it in your bones if you're walking near him. And he'll tell you the trudges aren't usually this deep into the Sedgemoor. Perhaps we'll get an extra bountiful harvest this year. Or maybe we'll just work harder for them, but that does make them tastier after all.
We're working up an appetite.
I don't know that I'd ever had a trudge before. What do they taste like?
Oh, it's how to describe it? It's buttery. It's floral. It's earthy. It's like clay, but in a good way. It even has some meaty tones to it, and well, it's just one of the most complex flavors I've ever had. It's something everybody should try at least once in their lifetimes, and it's so very difficult to get the trudge because they're so deep in the Sedgemoor, and there are, Sedgemoor creatures guarding it. I rarely have the time. Honestly, this is a blessing for me as well.
Looking forward to it.
As well you should be, friend. So as you guys kind of proceed again, like the muck of the Sedgemoor pulling at you and trying to stop you on your way, which, just noting briefly again here that Fergal seems to have no trouble at all. He just kind of walks through the Sedgemoor in places where other folks are having to pull at their legs to get them free. But in any case, the next kind of thing you come across in just like another hour or so is a very odd scene. The Sedgemoor is normally full of all manner of creatures, including many pests. You don't see them very often, though if you keep a sharp eye out, you might see a pest kind of like lurking on a tree branch, kind of spying down at you, or maybe like in the roots of a tree, kind of peeking out. But it's very rare you see any large number of them, and they do try to hide. It is therefore very odd when you see a collection of them standing in a circle around another one. I will orient your tokens in a way that makes that apparent.
A collection of what?
Pests.
I totally forgot to use my pest powers last combat.
So Clover at the lead.
Has it been an hour?
It has been an hour, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will delete Wee Thomas. He's run off.
No, not Wee Thomas. Okay. All right, so over here you can see, just ahead of you is a small kind of marshy island. And on the southern edge of it, there's 5 pests in a circle, kind of moving their heads, looking at another pest who is further south of them. They're kind of ringed a distance away from this pest. And that pest doesn't look quite right. There's something wrong with it. It's got like these black streaks on its body. It's moving very weakly. But yeah, it doesn't look quite right. The pests haven't noticed you yet, and Guillaume has kind of stopped you with a hand.
Does it look like ill?
Yeah, possibly. I guess a nature or a medicine check could tell you more, but it certainly doesn't look right, even from a single glance.
I'd like to try nature.
Okay.
That is not a natural one because I'm a halfling.
Nice.
And instead it is a natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
Halfling, just halfling things.
So, 27.
All right. Spying the pest from afar, you notice some telltale signs, and what you do notice troubles you. This is not some normal disease. From this distance, you do identify there are, and we're going to use some gross language here because it's pretty gross. There are pustules all over this pest. Pests normally have a very strange pebbly surface to their bodies, but this thing definitely has little pustules, some of which have broken, and there is this black necrotic ichor kind of oozing out of those broken pustules. It does not look good.
Does it look familiar? Like, does it look like a disease that I've come across in my research?
That would be what the check is for. It mirrors a few diseases you've studied, and something about it's very familiar. You can't quite put your finger on it what this disease would be called. Like, it has a few traits of a couple of different diseases, but this one doesn't match. Like, there's no one disease that matches everything going on.
I know no one else wants to hear me say this, but I have a strong interest in whatever's going on with that pest.
Do you want to get near it though?
I do. I really actually. No, I mean, y'all feel free to stay here, but I think I'm going to go see if I can get a sample or see what's going on.
Well, I'll back you up.
And I'll start
Sarah,
kind
I
of
think you're
moving in that.
muted.
How deep can I walk through the water here?
You can. I mean, as a halfling, it is always a struggle to walk through water in the Sedgemoor, but you can wrench your way through it. Yeah, it's like it's up to your like chest. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way over that way. I'm gonna stop like here.
Scylla will back you up.
Yeah, observe a little bit.
The other pests back up to give you a wide berth. They make little hissing sounds.
Move up a little bit. but
Does
I
it
don't wanna
seem
near it.
reactive at all?
It doesn't. So if you imagine it on the ground there, as you approach, it doesn't seem to react to you at all. It's kind of there, just kind of like spinning its head around like a little wormy thing, just kind of like writhing around slowly. And you can see there's like this smear of that black stuff on the ground around it. It's clearly been doing this for a little while.
I think we should burn it all.
Well, then I can't study it if we burn it, though.
Oh no. What a tragedy that would be.
Leanthus, you love studying.
Not things that could kill you or are potentially
It's a pest, it's
dangerous.
harmless.
The pest is harmless, but what it's got is not, maybe.
Well, yeah. I'm going to pull just some like gloves out of my like foraging supplies, and I'm gonna take first. I'm gonna take like a bottle and kind of just try to like scoop up a little bit of the ooze that's on the ground.
For sure. Give us like a sleight of hand check with advantage, because you've done this plenty of times, to collect a sample.
16.
Nice. Yeah, you're able to very safely and carefully get some of the ooze into like a little vial or something, and cap that, maybe clean it off, wipe that on a piece of grass or something. So you've got a little vial of this ichor stuff.
Okay. And then still with the gloves, can I kind of like not pick up the pest, but I want to kind of like manipulate, like turn it around, see if I can see if there's like a wound anywhere that's like festered or any kind of like anything that I can notice close up, and I will get like melee distance.
Yeah, give us like I don't know, it could be animal handling, it could be sleight of hand, any other check you can think of that makes sense for manipulating this pest in a safe way.
I'll go animal handling. We'll also say that if I can, that I put some kind of like just like a face covering on as well. I took a scarf and covered my face.
Sure. I mean, I presume that if anybody has that kind of stuff on them at all times, it would be Siri.
Yeah.
Probably one of those plague doctor masks.
Animal handling, that's a 17.
Nice. Yeah, so as you touch this thing, it does react to touch. You're able to manipulate. It doesn't seem like, presumably a pest would normally like try to scoot away or bite you or whatever if you touched it, right? That'd be normal behavior for a pest. This pest seems to react. It seems to try to like coil back to your hand. It doesn't seem to try to bite you or anything. It's just like kind of slapping at your hand a little bit with its body. You are able to turn it over. You don't see any wounds or other things. You don't see any entries, any festering. You don't see any it's really just those pustules with black ichor kind of pouring out of them. And you turn it up towards you can see it, so you can see its face, its mouth. And you can see the interior of its mouth is dead black. And as you realize that, you notice this thing kind of like wiggles a little bit and surges up, and like kind of it almost looks like it's like swelling. What do you want to do? Give me a reaction. Give me like a single thing.
It's what, like its body is swelling?
Yeah, it's like its body's beginning to swell a little bit.
I chuck it.
You chuck it. Give me an athletics check or a sleight of hand, whatever makes sense to you for chucking this pest as far as you can.
Seems fair.
I mean, Dex and sleight of hand are the same for me, so that's fine. 12.
Okay, so you do manage to give it a little bit of lift. It does kind of begin to sail through the air. It also, as it trails backwards, you see like it kind of squish back down after bulging, and this stream of ichor explodes out of its mouth, making this. It would be artistic if it was less gross. This kind of spiral of pus and ichor and bile as it streaks through the air. Give me a dexterity saving throw, Siri, to avoid any of these splatters.
I have advantage on saves against diseases. Would this count?
That will be effective if you fail the dexterity saving throw.
Cool, great. This is fine. 13, 15.
Nice. Yes, you're able to like leap backwards, maybe even dive into the water or something. God knows whatever's in it. It's probably not as bad as this. So the pus kind of lands where you were just standing, but you are clear of it. The other pests have all fled into the Sedgemoor at this point. Those of you who are still watching, if any of you are still watching, I mean, I don't know why you would be, but the pest like kind of bounces along the ground here and settles just next to the water. It is no longer moving.
Gross.
I grab another vial and I start trying to collect as much of this nonsense as I can.
Okay.
And if anyone is like looking at Siri's face, she looks like more shaken than you've probably ever seen her.
Do you think that's enough, Siri?
I've seen this before. I need more samples. Just keeps collecting.
You've seen a pus spitting pest before?
No. The last time I saw it, it wasn't a. I think I've seen. This is the disease that I've been. I need more of it.
Is this like the stuff that didn't you deal with like a plague or something?
Yeah.
Is that this?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh
that-
no.
That was on another world. How did it get here?
I have no idea, but we never figured out what it was. So I need more of it. And I will fill up every empty vial I have.
Which I'm assuming is like at least a couple dozen or something.
Yeah, I'd say probably about a dozen.
All right. When you're like most of the way through it, Guillaume will kind of walk up behind you. You'll hear him. He'll lay a hand on your back and say, "You all right there, Siri? That must have been difficult for you."
No, I'm not. And I'll shrug his hand off and keep collecting things.
If you need help, just let me know.
No, I got it. Thanks.
Okay. You do manage to collect I mean, obviously there's tons of stuff around, but you've got like 20 vials or so full of it. It's all capped. It's all relatively clean. We'll say it is like to a standard that would be acceptable to most folks.
Can anyone do that? The the cleaning thing. Can anybody do that?
Yeah.
Can you clean these just so that I want to make sure that they're not, nothing's going to contaminate anything.
You want me to clean the jar or clean the sludge?
The outside of the jars, so that I want what's in the jars. I just want to be able to touch them without risking.
Yeah, I can clean stuff.
Okay, thank you.
I clean them.
Okay.
Magically.
Does this look like something? Is it like a visual effect that happens?
I mean, it probably glows a little. A nice little warm yellow glow.
Cool. All right, and after that, all the smears are gone. They're shiny.
And I kind of like just relax like the slightest bit at that point. Just thanks.
Yep, that's what we're here for.
All right. Well, Gyomi will kind of awkwardly say, "Well, friends, I don't know what that was, but you know, the Sedgemoor, always new things, always dangerous stuff. But we're all okay. Onwards to the trudges, right, friends?
Yes.
Forward, Clover."
Are the trudges going to also try and kill us?
Oh, well, perhaps, but it's well worth it, I assure you. And no student's been killed by a trudge under my watch for a very long time.
Is there anything in the swamp that doesn't try and kill you? That is like alive and can move on its own? So not just like a breadberry bush, but like an actual creature that like lives here.
He had his hands up as if to say something until you said that moves on its own, and then puts it down.
Mosquitoes will just parasitize you. And the leeches, they won't kill you.
But the leeches and mosquitoes of the Sedgemoor do carry diseases, and I mean, it's not that bad. We all have insect repellent. It's fine. We're all fine. Trust me, it's perfectly safe.
It's an indirect killing.
Yeah, fine.
And they're not
Great.
trying to.
Right. It's just in their nature to suck blood. I mean, it's not their fault that they also carry various skin rashes and systemic toxins and, you know, who knows what else.
You should just stop while you're ahead.
Right. Did I mention the trudges are extremely delicious? Just the best thing you've ever tasted.
Doesn't matter if you're dead, but yeah, okay. Let's go find a trudge.
All right. So he kind of pats Clover on the back, and she will begin to snuffle forward through the Sedgemoor, leading you onwards.
Have we found any clover for Clover?
You have every like little island, Clover will kind of rush towards and kind of abandon her job of looking for trudges to snuffle at the various kind of weeds and bushes. And she has found a fair amount of clover. You folks could certainly be helping her find clover. Anybody who feeds her clover immediately becomes a good friend of hers, and she will like rub against your foot and oink appreciatively.
As we're walking, I will just kind of keep an internal ear out in case anyone has any commentary on what just happened. That's all.
Fergal will ask, I just had a thought. Do you have, like, in the area you're from, like, a lot of mosquitoes and that kind of thing?
Not particularly. I mean, you know, it was a farming town. There were bugs, pests.
But not like here.
No.
That's probably not the vector then.
Yeah, probably not. Good question, though. I mean, worth thinking about.
I mean, it was gross, but I kind of like gross, and I'm glad we found more of whatever that is, so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been going off of stories in books of various similar sounding plagues. Nothing really concrete to look at yet, so probably will make things easier.
Nothing beats practical experience.
Yeah. I mean, people were studying it as it was happening and nobody figured anything out, but they didn't have Strixhaven's resources, so.
Have you talked to any of the professors about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's why I came here.
Right.
Well, that and, you know, the poison stuff. Poison's just cool.
Let us know if you need help looking into it.
Yeah, for sure.
So evening falls in the Sedgemoor. Darkness kind of blankets the place, though of course the Sedgemoor doesn't really get dark. It just gets differently lit. There are fireflies all over the place. Much of the moss, lichen, and other plants around you do kind of glow in the dark, as does Professor Skellabone, and a variety of other animals that you can spy in the underbrush in various places. Kiyomi, of course, has a large lantern that he'll carry as he walks, which sheds a large swath of light around him, rendering the area around you relatively bright. The sounds of the Sedgemoor also change. They become much louder, actually. It gets louder at night, and you hear kind of more of the howling, snuffling, and growling sounds than you do the buzzing and chirping sounds of the day. Oh, that's true. The fireflies, they're relatively benign. Yeah, totally.
Relatively?
I mean, maybe they have some magical fire to them, but that's okay. They're not trying to kill you.
As long as it's a firefly and not a will-o-wisp. And it's hard to tell sometimes.
That's true.
Not helping Fergal.
No, you should be careful, just in case.
As Guillaume proceeds, you'll see maybe he's like scratching his beard a little bit. He says, it's not usually this far in. Trudges are always a little bit further out, but, well, they'll be all the tastier the further in we go.
Or we could just not. Maybe.
Oh, no, my dear. You must taste Trudge your first night in the Sedgemoor. I swore myself an oath that I would feed you Trudge this first night.
I mean, an oath made is an oath kept.
Precisely. Fear not, friends. I will protect you from the swamp where my name isn't Guillaume Master Chef. You will all return home safe and sound and very well fed.
And full faith in you.
It's just building our anticipation.
Yes. They do say that half the experience of the meal is waiting for it and imagining it and all that. I never really subscribed to that methodology and mindset myself, but for me it's mostly the putting it in my mouth and chewing. But for some people that's a very big part of it. Maybe you can enjoy that. In any case, onwards, Clover. And Clover does proceed through the Sedgemoor, seemingly unperturbed by the onset of nightfall. A few more hours in, again, it's dark, there's lots of noises, it's very, very creepy and moody and spooky. You do kind of come to a clearing, and Guillaume kind of gives you guys like the hand down, kind of patting the air, kind of be quiet gesture, right? And Clover is sniffling quite loudly, and Guillaume will kind of pat her on the back and say, there, Trudge Pig, there. My friends, I think we are upon the Trudges. Look there. Ahead of you in the clearing, you see a kind of submerged area with a number of trees. Whoops. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. With a number of trees and... Here, I will zoom you over here. A number of trees and small islets. At first, you don't really realize they're creatures because they look like just like these huge protrusions of like mud and plants. But then you realize some of them are moving. And Guillaume points at the nearest one, this thing here, and says, that's a brackish trudge. The most common variety of trudge in the Sedgemoor. That fungus on their back is absolutely to die for. Now we have
Not like literally though, right?
Well, if you were to come back, it might be worth it.
Oh, like we're not gonna die today, right?
Well, like I said, the students haven't died with me hunting trudges for a very, very, very long time.
When's the last time you went hunting for trudges with students?
There's no time for history right now. The trudges are upon us. Now look there. You can see it looks almost like some sort of a beast, like an elephant or something. But the secret of these creatures is they are, in fact, mostly plant matter. The fungus controls the beast, and it's really grown about the plants, not vice versa. So, there's a number of ways we can go about harvesting the trudge. You can sneak up on them, try to get the jump on them, and grab the trudge off their backs before they can react and then run away. Or we can subdue the beast and help ourselves to a bountiful harvest that way. Now, I, of course, am for the second option of the most bountiful trudge harvest. I haven't restocked my trudge supplies in quite some time, but I understand if you'd rather play it safe.
Well, I could turn someone invisible and they could sneak up that way.
Just so.
I might be able to get one to just come over to us.
Trudges are very ornery beasts, though. Perhaps you have some magic?
I mean, I mean, yeah, I think, compel one to walk up, but I mean, yeah, then we'd probably have to fight it after that. So maybe didn't think that one through.
Kiyomi grins and then goes back to a somber expression and says, "Oh yes, well, fighting it would be very dangerous, of course, and I mean, I'm all for it, but I understand you if you want to be cautious."
Is there
Right, no,
anything?
that's a bad idea.
Is there anything we should avoid doing to them to not, harm the like? I'm thinking. I mean, should I not probably spray poison on them if we're going to eat them, or maybe like should we not like set them on fire? Like, are there certain things that we should avoid doing?
Well, I know that trudges themselves are actually resistant to fire. They're very moist creatures, you understand. I myself am not a fan of fire in the slightest, but I understand that some mages use it. Poison is yes, poisoning a creature that you tend to eat does seem a little bit counterintuitive. Though if you were judicious in your application, I suppose it wouldn't be a problem. We only really care about the fungus on their backs.
Are they like? Are we doing like a sustainable harvest? Like we don't want to
Catch and
kill them,
release.
right?
Well, ideally,
wanna
but
harvest.
they grow back dozens at a time. There's thousands of them in the Sedgemoor, I'm sure. Nobody will miss a couple here and there.
Well, we could try the invisible sneaky plan, and then if it doesn't work, we could just go after them.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Who's the sneakiest?
Well, I can make two people invisible if someone wants to go with a buddy.
I'm fairly sneaky.
I can kind of be sneaky.
I'm not sneaky.
I'm not going over there, but I'm happy to turn someone invisible.
Well, sounds like Fergal and Stella.
I'll try.
Okay, so from what I've read, because I've not really done this before, you'll be invisible until you like use magic or attack things. So just be like really ready to not be invisible before you do one of those.
Okay, wait 1 moment, and I cast Shillelagh on my staff. Okay, ready.
Gathering mushrooms isn't an attack, right? We can continue to do that, probably.
I don't know.
Oh,
I guess we're gonna find out here, and I'm just gonna kind of pat you both on the back.
oh, okay.
You are both invisible.
Hold on. I have a thing. Stella's gonna produce a large crystal ball from her backpack, shake it a couple times, and ask it if, oh fates, tell us if we will be successful in our mushroom gathering, in our trudge gathering. Shaka 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 shaka.
All right, roll that d8.
No. It's a very unclear reading. I have disadvantage with my next ability check.
Oh,
Are we the poachers?
Well,
The orb's result is not likely.
Oh no.
if you're scared, I could try myself.
well, here, if Stella, wherever you are, come here.
I'm gonna put my wings in your hands.
Okay. Well, if you think you're gonna have trouble here, and I'll cast guidance on Stella.
Oh, thanks.
All right, give us those stealth checks with disadvantage for Stella. I think Fergal might get advantage because of the Dungrees.
Ooh.
Do I get a straight roll because of invisibility? Does it
No.
cancel?
Well, so
No?
the deal is you simply succeed on all visual checks because you can't
Okay.
see something you can't see. This is
Oh,
for
I see.
auditory, and invisibility doesn't do anything for that.
Oh. Dang, this is like the first time I got to use this weapon. Tragic. Okay, stealth. Stealth. Okay.
And then add a d4.
Oh, yes. 4. Oh,
That's
16.
pretty good.
All right, so you are relatively stealthy as you creep up on these things. They don't seem to react as you do. You note them kind of rooting around in the muck, probably going for roots of the bushes near them, something like that.
Okay. I will try to carefully pluck off one of the mushrooms if I can reach it.
It's a stretch for sure. It's a very tall
Yeah.
beast, but you can try. It is kind of bending down towards the reeds there, so you could give us a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Not great.
Okay. So you grab it one as the beast moves a little bit, and you kind of slap it on the side by accident. The beast kind of stops, and you'll see like its head kind of lift up out of the muck, and it'll sniff. We'll give it a perception check. It sniffs for a second, and then goes back to rooting. How about Stella?
Okay. When it's like looking very, very focused on the ground, gonna try to take a handful of mushrooms carefully. Sleight of hand.
Nice.
It's
You see like a cluster of them that are like very poorly secured. They seem like they're about to fall off. You're able to swipe like a handful of them, like 5 clear stalks of this fungus stuff. It's not exactly a mushroom. It's kind of like these strange fruiting bodies. They're bulbous, but you can grab a handful of maybe like 5 of them, and kind of hug them, fold them into your body.
And then they become invisible.
That's true. Fergal, did you want to try
Yeah,
again?
I'll try again.
And Stella, are you staying there? Or are you heading back to the group?
Better.
Can I look around to see if there might be other low-hanging fruiting bodies?
There are some, sure.
Do I have to roll a perception or?
No, I mean there are some. You can see them. They're just a little bit harder to reach. They're like higher up on the creature.
I will attempt a second one.
All right, cool. So Fergal, with a 15 sleight of hand, you're able to grab like a pair of these bulbs. They're not particularly large ones, and you have to tug a little bit, but not enough to alert the creature. They just come free, and you've got this pair of baseball-shaped fungal bulbs.
Actually, Stella loses her nerve. She's not going to try again. She's just going to fly back.
Yeah, well, we've got enough for one for each of us now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We've
Yeah.
returned to the party. Oh, but you guys don't know, do you?
Oh, I've got a couple.
I got a big bunch.
Oh,
I'm
I guess I'll set them down in front of Guillaume so then he can see what we've got.
Yeah, Guillaume, put out your hands.
He does.
And see what he thinks about what we've got.
You can deposit 7. He says, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing, friends. You have no idea the bounty you've brought me. On the open market, this would fetch easily 2,000 gold just right here."
Should we get more?
What?
I mentioned drudges are very difficult to harvest from. Their fungus is extremely valuable, and it's some of the finest food that exists. I mean, I wouldn't ask you to risk your lives, friends, if you don't feel comfortable, but if you want to try to get more, of course, I'm not planning to sell it, I'm planning to cook it, but the folks of Strixhaven would be, I'm sure, extremely excited and happy to pay whatever you'd want.
I'll leave that up to the folks risking their lives over there.
Okay, I'll give it one more shot. We're gonna be trudge dealers.
Starting a trudge black market on campus.
Well, apparently it doesn't need to be a black market.
Not illegal.
Sounds like people will line up to buy this.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try again. While we're still invisible, I'm happy to.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
let's
go to
see.
this one since it's been untouched so far.
Is that the one I picked from already?
It is,
I
yeah.
thought that was. Oh, okay,
These
cool.
two, right?
I didn't realize you were going after a different one. Okay, cool. Then yeah, maybe I'll try to go for this one then.
Give us a stealth check with advantage.
Okay. $14.
All right. I believe that is almost good enough.
Oh, no.
So this one, both the trudges you were going after had their heads down when you were picking from them, and when this one put its head up, it didn't seem to be looking at Fergal or anywhere near Fergal. But as these are rooting around Fergal, as you approach, this one puts its head up, and it looks straight at you.
Oh.
And it lets out this long, kind of low sound. And the other trudges kind of pop their heads up and let out the same sound.
We got greedy.
And we're going to roll initiative.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I mean, this could be the jackpot, though.
Is it worth it?
Oh no.
I have figured out how to put myself in the thingy.
You are in the thingy.
Yes.
What was Vega's initiative?
18.
All right. And what was Siri's again?
It was 20, and then I put
Oh, good.
myself in there, and then I went away again.
Oh, I thought you said you hadn't figured it out, so I put you in again. My bad.
No, because I was rolling it by hand, but I figured out that I could still roll it in the sheet and then just update it by hand.
There you go. Okay. So that is the initiative order. This music is too quiet. We need something a little more lively here. Siri, you are up first as the trudges seem to get a whiff or something of Fergal.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna. Can I get through all of these people here?
Sure.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can get to there with my little bitty legs. And I'm going to. We already got all of our stuff, so I'm no longer worried about poisoning the fungus. I'm gonna do a ray of sickness at this one.
All right. That's an attack roll, then a con save, right?
Yes.
Crazy. Crazy how magic be doing that.
Plus. So is a 14 to hit?
That will hit.
Okay. So it. Okay. 2d8. It's 4, so it takes 10 points of poison. It succeeds on the con save, but I'm going to use my Noxus magic to poison it anyway.
All right. It is poisoned.
Okay.
Up next will be Vega.
All right, Professor. And Vega on the back of her new best friend. 3, 4. So he's gonna move up.
As you ride forward, Lorene will reach up a hand, timidly but confidently. Well, not confidently, timidly but certainly.
Vega will reach back for it.
All right, she jumps on top of Professor Skellbone. Sorry, as you were.
Yes. Vega looks absolutely delighted. Was not sure what she was expecting, but will kind of grab her hand firmly and kind of help whip her onto the back. And actually, will go with her her normal offhand to actually draw the sword. And once again, as they close the distance, Vega is going to attack. She's going to first use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the one right in front of her, and then is just gonna try and wail on him. And he's poisoned. I don't know if that means anything for attack rolls.
It doesn't add to your attacks. It makes it hard for it to do anything.
Perfect. So an 11 is a miss.
Just barely. It will kind of hit one of the tougher parts of the fungus.
But a 23 will hit for a total of 13 points of damage.
All right. Yes, a slice into the trudge, which will let out a low bray. Yeah, looks good.
And that's it. Oh, and then Professor Skellbone is going to bite. So hopefully, come on, buddy. You've been so good to us.
That is
14
a hit.
to hit?
Yep.
All right. 5 points of damage.
And it is grappled and restrained as Professor Skellbone grabs onto its leg and holds it down. That trudge is having a very bad day. Speaking of this trudge will kind of lumber forward towards Fergal. It bears down right towards you, Fergal. And will kind of lash out with that long tusk it's got in front of it. It is only a 22 to hit. It does not have advantage, but it does seem to see you.
Okay.
Dang it.
It hits.
It deals 21 points of damage.
Ouch.
And we need a strength saving throw.
Woo!
I guess it also attacks from here. It has like reach with the tusk.
I
Jeez
fail.
Louise.
You are knocked prone, I guess, as the tusk slams into you.
So I take, how much is the total damage?
It was 21,
21. Okay, cool.
some of which was poison. I'm not sure if you're resistant to that.
I don't think so.
Alrighty.
Well, the dungarees give me resistance to poison, but I think it's I don't know if it's from creatures or more from like environmental effects.
If they say resistance to poison damage, then you're resistant to poison.
Okay, cool.
So just 18 then.
Oh, great.
Guillaume will charge forward, shouting, "Friends, a trudge bounty awaits us! Forward!" And yeah, he headbutts and cleavers twice. Chop, chop. All of which hit for a total of 29 points of damage. He hacks into this trudge, crooning to himself, singing a trudge song. It's a song about the delicious trudge fungus. After that is Lorene, who is holding Vega by one hand kind of around your midsection. With the other, she will gesture out with a lash, and fractal energy blasts out towards the two trudges. Pew pew. Oh
Death
wow,
by math.
that first one is a miss, even despite it being restrained. That's she wasn't looking. Her head was buried in Vega's back. The second one hits the first trudge for 3 and bounce the second one for 10 more. Fergal's up next.
Well done.
Thanks. It's a lot easier this way.
Let me see. Yes. Fergal's gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna draw something. Bright green, that's fine. It is a 20-foot cube. Here. It is webs.
All right.
Wait, I don't know if that actually shows it. There we go. So I think it's when they start their turn. They make saves, but yeah, then Fergal's done. Yes.
All right. After that is this Trudge, which will fail its dex save because it's already restrained, so it becomes even more restrained now by the croc and by the web. Sad Trudge. It will all the same try to lash out the croc that's holding it as disadvantage in the attack for so many reasons. Literally 3 different sources of disadvantage. But with an 18, it will still hit, dealing 21 points of piercing and 1 point of poison to Mr. Skelebones. Professor, sorry.
Ooh. So Vega is going to attempt to mitigate some of that damage. Come on. Ooh!
Nice. So it's an incredibly powerful tusk attack, but you managed to get your sword in the way, blocking all but 9 points, looks like.
Skelebone looks bad, but not dead, so that's good.
We also need a strength save from Skelebone, or else he will fall prone, which would dismount both you and Lorene, I believe.
All right, let's see. So this is +3. So that is a total of 12?
So the tusk will flip Professor Skelebones, causing you and Lorene to tumble to the ground. I think you choose spaces. There's like actually a rule for making a dex save. Man, mounts are like something I haven't done in a long time. Yeah, we'll give you guys dex saves to avoid 1d6 of bludgeoning damage falling off top of a creature. I think that's how
Both
it
of
runs.
us get a +3 to that dex save.
Alrighty.
Oh, Lorene.
21.
Oh.
She tumbles into the muck and takes just the 3 points of bludgeoning and a whole lot of damage to her dignity. But Vega can place herself anywhere adjacent to your mount. You are not prone. And Skelebones took 9, but we are otherwise good to go after that. This Trudge here to the north will attack Guillaume with a tusk and will hit, dealing 23 points to the chef. Guillaume, for his part, seems to take it pretty well, though he will have to make that save to avoid being knocked prone. He seems to relish this. Even as he falls prone to the muck, he is laughing to himself. I had forgotten the fun here. This is great. Friends, is this not the best?
No.
Is this not the best?
No.
You hear him replying to you, but his words are only blah, 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 from beneath the muck of the sycamore. Stella is next.
Ella is looking into the sky. Are there any clouds around?
Not visible from here.
Okay. Well, she's gonna create a couple of them anyway. Lifts both wings into the air, and can I get a 60 radius?
That's pretty much it.
That's like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call down some lightning. I'm gonna put it. So can I, on the same turn, can I put it somewhere?
Mhm.
Okay. Everything within 5 feet of this point here needs to make a dex save.
Cool. I'll give it a dex save momentarily. We're just putting it out of a circle for no reason because it's big enough to catch everything. All right. Dex save from one of the trudges, the one that is attacking Guillaume, yeah?
This one. So both this one and this one needs to make a
It's an
dex save.
intersection of lines, so.
Oh, intersection. Oh.
You could get these two.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'll do this one then. Sorry,
Alright.
Yumi.
One has disadvantage and one does not. Roll 3d20s. The first two are the first trudge. Looks like they both fail.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Please take 19 lightning damage.
They sure do, and they don't look happy about it. The restrained trudge, not that you can see them from where you're standing, which, if it has to be a place you can see, you might want to move a little bit.
Here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. Like, I can see it from here, right?
Yeah, totally. So yeah, though this one here is looking really rough as lightning crackles down and singes it. The other one is looking wounded and then some. After that is this trudge, which needs to make a dexterity save to avoid the web. It fails, so we'll use its action to try to break out of the web. Has an 18.
Yeah.
Okay, so it breaks out of the web and will then lumber forward, stopping here. Helianthus is next.
Great. I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna rummage in my camping supplies to pull out my gray bag, and I'm gonna throw some floof around. I got a badger.
That's
sure
almost
did.
a weasel. It's very close.
Does a badger get to attack things?
It rolls its own initiative, but yeah, it is otherwise a full badger. And
It
can do all
says it
badger things.
attacks on my turn.
Oh, well then it attacks now, I suppose.
Yeah, I can use a bonus action to tell it what to do. And I'm gonna have it go. It can move 20. So I guess it'll go. I can't move that, but it's gonna go over here.
You can move it now, probably.
It'll go bite the big thing here. Let's see.
All right, it should have token actions now, if you want to click on token.
Oh yeah, bite.
It does.
It bites so hard for one whole piercing
Ooh,
damage.
it gnaws on that trudge, tearing off a little tiny part of one of the mushrooms on its leg.
I think that's my action and my bonus action.
All right. Next up is the trudge up here, which will trudge forward and attack the prone troll with advantage. We'll hit with a 26 for even more damage. Guillaume gets flipped over a little bit in the muck, so you briefly hear, oh, as he kind of surfaces and falls back down into the muck. And then it is Siri's turn.
Okay, well, this will not do. I'm going to. Can I get to here?
I
Not
don't see a
easily.
good way, no.
Okay, like I can't squeeze past things.
Not well. Actually, as a halfling, you might have
I'm a
that
halfling.
ability.
Yeah,
Is it one of them that gets it, or both of them get it?
I will check.
Oh, I think they all move through, but only one
You can
gets to
move through the space
hide.
of any
Yeah.
creature that is larger.
Okay.
The size
So
larger.
I think it's still difficult terrain though, moving through another creature.
Just says you can move through the space of any
Right.
creature that is a size larger.
Right. So normally you can't even move through enemies, but I think that allows you to move through them. I think it still is this difficult terrain to move through creatures.
Okay. I guess I'll get to here then. When I get to there.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Okay, that's not what I want. Well, it's close enough. All right, we'll do a word of radiance here, going for the ones on either side of me.
Nice. That's con saves, right?
It is. I don't. These look sturdy, so we'll see if this works.
Well, the one on your left, I think, succeeds the 15. The one on your right fails.
Yeah, one on my left just succeeds. That one does fail and takes. Let's see. 6 points of radiant damage.
All right. It does look significantly reduced. The radiant burning away a few of the mushroom caps on its back. It looks like a very sad trudge.
And then I'm gonna like. Oh, wait. And then that was an action. As a bonus action, because I keep forgetting I have this, which is stupid because I'm a cleric. I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
All right. And was your weapon
Ooh.
a dagger?
No, it's a death nettle.
Right. It's a plant.
That tracks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
In
for
a
sure.
pot. So it just like beans things with the pot half.
Nice. Yeah, I'll just put this out here, and you can make your attack.
Perfect. I'm gonna have that go right here.
Okay. But go ahead and make your attack.
Okay,
My roll 20 is slower because it has like
that's right.
load or something.
That is a 23 to hit.
That certainly hits.
That's a D10. That's not what I want. I want a D8. Where'd all my D8s go? For 8 points of force damage
All right. Yeah.
on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
After that,
That's it for me.
after that is Vega.
Is the trudge in front of Vega still restrained by the professor?
Yes. Also the web. Also poisoned.
Oh yeah.
But he's not poisoned anymore. He's
Vega-
only double restrained.
Right.
Vega is going to wail on it with her sword. Every attack has advantage. That hits. And then the second attack.
Maybe give us damage first.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the damage is going to be 14.
The first one is enough to slay it with a hunter's mark. It will
Okay.
kind of slump sideways and hang in the web.
And then can Vega then use half her speed to remount the professor?
Right?
And then the professor also has to get up. I think.
Mhm.
Was he turned over?
He was.
Mhm. That's why you got knocked off.
And so he will use half of his speed. And we're going to shift over to, which I think technically. Ooh. No, Vega has to stay put. Yep. She's going to stay put. And then the professor's going to snap at the one next to her
Okay.
and try to see if.
Well, you have a second attack. I don't think you can mix between your attacks another creature's turn. So you can mix
Oh.
movement, which is interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
that makes- yeah.
But I think you had 15 on
So-
the first one of the second one, so I think that hits.
Yeah. So she'd swing and does a 15 hit.
Totally, yes.
Excellent. So she'll also bonus action move the hunter's mark over onto this guy.
Mhm.
And that'll do 6 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And then
mhm.
the bite.
Right, that also hits, and that one is now grappled and restrained. Man, Professor Skellebones is an overperformer, to be sure. What a hero.
It's a very good boy.
This zombie slash bone crocodile is just grabbing onto things and holding them still. That trudge is grappled and restrained by Professor Skellebones. Anything else for Vega?
Nope, that's it.
All right, this trudge must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. As it is in the web, it will fail.
Oh, good.
But Fergal is in range, so despite being restrained, it's going to attack Fergal with a tusk.
Oh.
With disadvantage.
Does that make sense? No, it's going to try to free itself.
Okay. It succeeds.
All right, so it will free itself, and then it will move out of the web that it does not like anymore.
Okay.
For obvious reasons. That is its turn. And then it is Guillaume's turn. You'll see Guillaume kind of surface from the muck, bellowing, now this is a Sedgemoor good time. As he rises, you will see some of his wounds begin to close. He is a troll, after all. And yeah, he's going to attack the trudge north of him that is most damaged. Cleaver, headbutt.
Ooh.
All of those hits, so he hacks and slashes into this thing for a total of 39 points of damage, exactly as many hit points as the trudge had. Butchers it with extreme precision, making sure to cleave off a few of those all important bulbs and caps, which will tumble to the ground. He can't collect them yet, but they're there on the ground, and he is laughing to himself, having a great time. After that is Lorene, who will right herself. She does pause, looking at all of the muck that's now staining her beautiful Quandrix outfit beneath all of the swamp gear. But she will gingerly step onto Professor Skellebone and lash out with that fractal lash at this one, the one adjacent to Vega, and miss once. Second one will hit the lash, kind of striking that trudge, and then kind of bouncing over at an angle to hit this one over here for another 10. After that is Fergal.
Okay, cool. I will attack the trudge with my staff. There we go.
That hits.
14. Okay, cool. So the base damage is going to be 9. I'm going to remember my class features. I'm going to do my pests will swarm over it. dealing an extra 1 point of damage. And also, I will make it my favored enemy, doing another 2 points of damage. That's 12 points. That will end my concentration on the web, which is fine because no one's in it anymore. And I will attack a second time, which will miss badly.
Oh.
And then I will attack a third time with the backside. For 24, I'm going to reroll the damage because it's not so good because it's the little end. It does 1 plus 4. So 5 points of bludgeoning with the last attack.
All right, yeah, slamming in. That trudge is looking pretty woozy. Its head kind of drooping after that series of slamming blows. Anything else with Fergal?
I can move. I'll just move to here, and then I'm good.
All right, so your pests like swarmed this guy, yeah?
Swarm. Yeah.
Nice.
They're nibbling on it.
Oh, hey, we have a raid. Welcome, folks.
Whoa.
Oh, hey.
If you're joining us first time, we are at the tail end of a Sedgemoor vacation. We were out here searching for trudges and the delicious fungus that grows on their back. We were in the midst of that combat as we were discovered by the trudges, and we're now fighting for our lives. Though some of us seem to be enjoying this more than perhaps is reasonable for a fight to the death. The point is that, Fergal, your pests swarmed onto this trudge over here on the right here. And you notice a disturbance in the water nearby.
Oh?
Surging upwards out of the water is a relatively familiar face. A Groff kind of explodes out of the water at the trudge, snatching up the pests that you launched at it. Kind of gobbling them up one by one.
We start to hear like the Jaws theme song right before. Dun, 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 dun.
Just so.
Yeah.
So it gobbles up the pests. As it does, you're looking at these pests as they're disappearing one by one into the Groff's maw, and you note that one of your pests has some discoloration on it.
Oh no!
And you realize that just as that pest kind of falls victim to the Groff, its jaws closing and clamping down and swallowing the pest.
Oh no.
That was the Groff's turn. Although actually, I guess at that point exactly, the Groff kind of stops, glares around, and then shudders. You see it kind of like look a little bit odd. The Groff's eyes kind of drooping. It makes like a weird, like low growling sound, looking inwards. And you do see its skin beginning to bubble a little bit.
Good.
Already, which is very fast.
That can't be good.
The trudges in the area are, well, those ones are all dead anyway, so it's Stella's turn.
Oh my goodness. Stella's very concerned. We gotta get that fast. We can't have them ruining our trudge truffles. Gonna zap it full of lightning in this spot right here.
Right on.
Please make a dexterity save.
All right, so one for the trudge and one for the Groff.
Mm-hmm.
For those just joining us, Groffs are swamp doggos. Trudges are swamp plant fungus creatures that have delicious stuff on their backs. The trudge makes a save, the Groff fails.
Okay, you take half if you succeed of 14 lightning damage.
All right, that trudge is looking absolutely terrible. The Groff, it does react to the lightning, kind of flinching a little bit, but seems distracted.
Reacting like it liked it?
No, reacting like it doesn't react to the lightning as much as you would expect a creature to react to getting zapped by lightning. That would nominally produce a very marked reaction, probably. It seems muted and distracted. Anything else for Stella?
She's just gonna back up next to Helianthus. I don't like this at all.
Me neither.
All right. This trudge is going to try to break free of the grapple, which I believe is an athletics check for it.
It is a DC 12.
All right, it fails. It is just pulling at Professor Skelebones, trying to get away. It's Helianthus' turn.
Okay. I am going to tap into some of, the classwork I have learned in the swamp, and a ring of necrotic energy is going to spring up over here. and the two trudges need to make a con save.
Con save from the Trudges. They both have pretty good con saves. Let's see what their stat is. We've
It's a
got
DC 14.
okay. They both have a 14 or higher.
Great. Well, they take half of 9. And then Guillaume can roll a hit die if he would like.
Kiyomi most certainly will do that. He's having a great time, but more health could always help.
And then my little badger is going to try and bite the one it was biting earlier.
Totally.
You got a 10. I think that misses.
That does just barely miss.
You know, he's trying. Good job, little buddy.
Kiyomi
Jaws are
gains.
just so small.
Wait, wasn't that guy restrained?
Wait,
oh,
yeah, is this
advantage.
one? So then I got a 20
Oh, correct. It hits.
Go Badger.
for 1 whole damage.
All right, ripping away at a mushroom cap at the thing's leg again, nipping at its feet.
The badger's hungry. It just wants a snack.
For sure.
And
After
it's delicious.
that,
We've established that.
this trudge is going to turn and flee, letting out a low bellow.
No.
It disappears off into
right?
the swamp. Siri's turn is next.
Okay, this one to my left is still very restrained, right?
Yes. Professor Skelebone has that one solidly by the leg.
Okay. I'm going to hit it with my sacred or no, my spiritual weapon.
Advantage.
So 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 4 points of damage.
All right. Hey, everybody counts.
Okay, and then for my action, I'm going to I can't chill touch it. Well, if I tried to chill touch it, it would just be a straight roll, right?
Correct, because you're adjacent, but it is restrained, I believe.
Okay. I'm in. Nope, that's what I'm gonna do. Yep, I'm gonna chill touch it.
Cool.
But that's a 13 total, so that probably doesn't hit.
It does.
Oh, cool.
They're low armor plants.
4, so 7 points of necrotic.
Alrighty. Yeah, that trudge is looking bad.
And then I'm gonna scoot over this way. That's it for me.
Alrighty. As you do that, is Vega's turn.
Vega shouts out to Siri, if I think I can stop the plague or whatever from killing that Groth, should I? Or let it die, however it was going to die?
If you can stop it from spreading it to other things, do that.
All right. And Vega is actually going to pop off the back of the professor and then use her movement to go over to the Groth and is going to attempt to lay on hands it.
For sure.
Oh.
So you're like spending the 5 points to remove a disease?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So what happens is you lay your hand on this thing, you begin to pour divine energy into it, right? And you can see the creature immediately reacts. It kind of like recoils, shakes its head, its paws kind of come up, kind of batting at you. It looks like it's in terrible agony and pain. And you see like this weird blackness now. You can tell beneath its moss. This creature's skin is already beginning to turn black. But your lay on hands begins to proceed. You can see the blackness start to fade. And then it stops fading. You're still pouring your divine energy. You're still spending those 5 points, but it doesn't seem to stop the disease.
Shit.
No. No wonder the people back from, no wonder the people at your farm couldn't figure out what this was. Because I've never had that happen before. And that's all Vega does this turn.
Right. After that is this trudge here, which is going to disengage and flee, bounding away into the swamp, bellowing this low braying sound. Guillaume's turn. He kind of looks around. I mean, he's been under the mud for a fair bit of this. He doesn't necessarily know what's going on. He looks over and says, What's going on over there, friends? Why aren't we fighting the trudges?
This Groff's got the disease.
You, back away, friends, back away. I'll handle this. So he charges in, kind of laying about him with his cleaver, and he will headbutt the Groff as well, like he does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I mean, slicing away 33 points of damage to the Groff, which looks pretty badly reduced. The Groff, again, muted reaction, doesn't seem to necessarily like flinch or try to dodge out of the way. It seems like it's preoccupied with something. Lorene is seeing all this. She screams, Vega, get back! And I guess we'll do something to make that happen. She does have a way to do that.
Interesting.
Or does she? Not at year 2, I guess. I guess she'll run up and try to grab Vega and pull her. Does Vega let that happen?
Vega, I think, stays rooted in place.
All right, Lorene is pleading, pulling at you, trying to get you to leave. But Vega is stuck in place. Something about this compelling or otherwise too important to back down from. Fergal's next.
Okay, I will help. I'll step up and take a swing. My staff. Ooh, good hit. 26. I will not have my critters bite it because that would be icky and hurt my critters. So I'll just attack again. Nice. 17 to hit for 10 damage.
All right.
And then last and also least, bonus action attack is a miss.
Mm-hmm. All right. After that is the Groff's turn. It kind of convulses. Its body beginning to bulge, just like the pests did.
No.
You see this kind of swell in its body beginning to rise up towards its mouth. It's grotesque. It is disgusting. It is nasty. And you can see those same pustules beginning to appear and pop all over its face. The pace of this disease, I mean, this has happened over just like a few seconds, honestly, like 20 seconds or less. This thing has transformed. It opens its mouth, and you see that its entire mouth, everything inside of its jaws is perfectly black. You can barely see anything in there. Guillaume's eyes go wide as Fergal and Vega are in direct line of this thing's incoming pus blast. He will shout, "No!" and dive in the way, grabbing both of you and holding you close to his chest as this explosion of this noxious pus blasts over him. Fergal and Vega, you don't see much, you don't feel much, but you are tight in Guillaume's embrace as you can hear and feel him bellowing and screaming in pain. The rest of you can see the pus kind of going to work, rotting his flesh as you watch. Coloring him with blackness. He does not look good. After that, the Groff expires, kind of slumping to the ground, massively reduced in volume. And the last of the trudges will also try to flee. And given we are relatively out of time for the episode, we're going to let it go.
Guillaume!
He's
Vega
not,
will
he's not
pump
dead.
25. She'll pump 25 points of lay on hands into him immediately.
He's weakly moving and breathing, though you can tell something is very deeply wrong, and he does not gain any hit points.
I do a lesser restoration.
All right. Again, with lesser restoration, you see it begin to help the blackness start to fade, and then it stops.
We need to get him back to campus.
Yeah, I don't
Guillaume-
think we've got the magic to save. To
Guillaume
stop it.
gasps out through jaws that are barely working. Be good, kiddos. And then you see his last gasp escape his lips. He expires, the pus kind of beginning to blanket his body, putrescent boils covering him from head to toe.
I pull a. Do I have a diamond? Would I have found a diamond at some point?
We have so
Would I
much
have
money.
bought one on campus?
You certainly could have, yeah.
If you're, I'm gonna, so I'm not metagaming.
Although-
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check.
Real quick, Siri, as you go to pull out your
25
diamond,
Arcana.
for sure. What was the question for Arcana?
Oh, if she's gonna revivify, I don't think that's gonna stop. I think he's just gonna die again.
And also, Siri, as you go to pull your diamond in a hurry, you remember something about what happened with this disease. The victims couldn't come back. So with that devastating blow and a whole lot of questions still to be answered, I think we're going to cut off the episode because we are 10 minutes overtime already. So we'll say you guys are able to make it back. We'll wrap that up at the beginning of next episode, resolve some things, hopefully get some answers, or maybe just ask some good questions. For all intents and purposes, Gyomi is dead, and why that happened is certainly a mystery. But that's all we have time for tonight. We will be resuming their next episode in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining us, friends. Thanks for joining us, Raiders. It's been a great time having you, and this has been a great game. I am Marco, Dungeon Master of this campaign. This is my channel. This is all homebrewed Strixhaven-y stuff taking place in Arcavios, but we're making it up as we go, more or less. And yeah, that's it for me. Go ahead, Sarah.
I'm Sarah. You can find me on the internet at Sarah L. Kinney, and I'm currently grieving the death of Gyomi because I think it's Vega's fault. So, anyways, I'll see you in 2 weeks. That's all I got.
Emotional damage. I'm Caitlin. Hello. I am a TTRPG performer and variety streamer all over the internet. I still have not updated my chatbot. That is on me. But I am currently coming off of a hiatus, actually, with a new channel rebrand launch this Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. I'm currently playing Majora's Mask. I finished Ocarina of Time. I'm playing Majora's Mask on Sundays and Final Fantasy VII on Wednesday evenings. Twitch.tv/atheaterfile. If you follow me on Twitter, you can also find out info about other shows and things that I'm doing. The next of which is also this coming Sunday at 10 a.m. is the second episode of U-Force Inheritance, which is the Masks campaign that I'm a part of. It's only our second episode, so you won't have missed much, but we also stopped in a very precarious situation. So tune in to Thorny Dryad's channel to figure out what's going on with that, or just follow me on Twitter and you'll see links when it's about to happen. That's all that I've got.
I'm Francis. I've been playing Fergal. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm on that at FC Serpa. I like to game. I like to write. The other game I'm streaming is our Divinity 2 game. We do alternating Fridays. It would be next Friday, but I have tickets to see Tori Amos, so I'm not gonna be here to do that. But come back 2 weeks from this Friday, next Friday. 3 weeks from anyway, on a Friday, come back. And we'll play that.
Hey, I'm Sam. I played Stella, the Owlin Druid, who is mortified at the thought of never eating Gyomi's delicious food again. We lost a great chef. I occasionally draw stuff. You can check out my socials in the chat. Follow us for more adventures. I'm also part of that Divinity game.
And hi, I'm Andrea. I do this. I stream on my own channel. We're doing a Sims 4 Let's Play right now where we're trying to go to space, which is super fun since the Sims 4 is full of glitches and the rocket ships don't work anymore. But that's fine. We're going to make it work. Otherwise, I make dice and jewelry and dice bags and all sorts of really cool stuff for tabletop games. The shop is a little low on stock right now, but there is still some stuff up there, and you can find all of that info over my Instagram page, which is linked in the chat.
Awesome. Well, if you didn't catch it earlier, this is Curriculum of Wonder. We run this every other Thursday, 7 to 10 Pacific, right here on this channel. Follow us if you want to catch the next one. It's a lot of fun. It's not always quite so hectic as this, but, it's always a good time. Also, as was mentioned before, we are running a Divinity Original Sin 2 campaign that we play through with us. We've taken a couple weeks off now, so next Friday is off, but the Friday after that, so 2 weeks from next Friday, we'll be coming back to We Could Be Gods and trying to, become gods. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's been a great pleasure. See y'all next time, and good night.